that everyone has their place.
But we're not live yet, so.
Yeah, Maddie, you can say whatever you want. This is all just test. This is all a test stream.
Testing 1 2 3.
Test 1 2 3. Welcome everybody to
that new camera does look good.
Dude, it's sick, huh? This new camera is brought to you by the viewers.
Upgrade.
Thank you, everybody. We're actually gonna send our. We saw someone else, another up and coming vlogger, blogger, streamer, who could definitely use an upgrade on their lighting and camera system. So we're going to try to reach out to that said person and get them an upgrade. So next time they're on camera, they can look crispy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. This one actually makes us all look younger. Maddie actually...
There's not a chance, bro.
Maddie's actually 56. He looks like he's 41. Right? I'm 46. I'm looking like I'm 36.
41 and I'm not 56. But I like where you're going with this.
Sloan just actually came in there and said that you said something really rude to her, that you called her old.
She did look a little grumpy when I came in. She didn't say hi.
Yeah. I was like,
what's up, Sloan?
I was like,
grumpy.
I was like, all right, young lady. She's like, I'm not young. I'm 5. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, then I guess I'm old, but you're young compared to me because I'm older. So we got her report card. We got Sloan's report card just recently. You know, A's across the board.
Oh, nice.
But the one thing that she struggled with was greater than, less than.
Calculus.
You know, so like her calculus isn't on there. Anyway, so the greater than, less than, her being 5, me being 41, we're not really understanding the difference in age gap there. I try to explain it a lot. I always try to say, hey, your mom is really old compared to you, but mom already. The compared to you part usually gets drowned out by Camille yelling at me at that point.
So hold on, Sloan's already mad because you're calling her old. I didn't think that set in like much later in the either a male or a female's life.
Yeah, you know, it's like this every day. Every day's like this. You know what I mean?
Hey, I got a 3-year-old.
Yeah, you're in there. You're right there. You're right there.
You're a little past mine, but man, he is. Sometimes he's a ball of emotions. You know? Such a blow up at any point in time.
That's right. Well, Maddie, thank you very much for jumping on today. I know we kind of texted you last minute.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, yeah.
Welcome to the crazy season.
That's right. Look at this. We even have a graphic. You ready for this?
Spicka got me some beer this time, guys.
Correct.
Yeah. I was going to ask for water. I was going to ask for water. We had an intel session with Dynasty last night. So every month we have the Dynasty Champions Club has a one-on-one with all the crew, you know, the people, so we have our team on there.
Super cool thing.
It's really cool, and we talked about the World Cup win, and everybody was supposed to have a drink, except I had a pretty bad tummy ache yesterday. I ate something that didn't agree with me all day yesterday, so I couldn't have a drink. So this one is for the champs last night and everybody on Dynasty.
Dude, that was me first day of Cup. The whole first day of the broadcast, bro, that was rough.
Oof. Oh, that's bad.
I had bad sushi. Dude, it was horrible.
That's
I was struggling.
What do we say on the SPICKNSPAN show?
Not to eat sushi.
Don't eat sushi, especially don't eat raw food when you're at a paintball tournament.
I typically have an iron gut.
I know you do. That's why I thought that thing to me.
I don't have problems like that. And I went to the same sushi place that I've eaten a million times. I mean, not a million, but probably legit
every
40.
time you're there, yeah.
Every time we're there. I mean, last time we were there in March, I ate there, I think, 4 nights in a row. Crushed a huge plate of sushi. Woke up about... probably too much information for everyone, but woke up at about 3 a.m., 3:30, 4 a.m., just like little ninjas with knives in my guts.
Yeah, that's exactly the same thing as me.
Proceeded to suffer for the next 3 or 4 hours, thinking like, dude, I'm gonna have to do a show all day today. This is gonna suck. Yeah. And it did.
Well,
we got it in. But the show must go on.
Yeah, the show must go on. I will raise you with. I went surfing and I was wearing my wetsuit out in the water and.
Not a good place to be.
Not a good place to be. I did a Damien. I did a Damien. No, I just had to flush water in through it, cold water through there. It was bad. It was not a highlight, but I felt like I need to share it because it's pretty freaking funny.
Well, it's like we would always say, you know, like what is normal? Like if something's horrible and like if you're living through a horrible moment, as long as you live through that, all that does is just become a great story.
Great story. I say that all the time. I say it for decades.
We've been saying it. Ryan and I
with the exception of death and serious dismemberment, every story is going to be a funny story.
If you're lost on the road and you lost your wallet or you got robbed or whatever, and it's at the time it's absolutely horrible. But you're not going to tell the story about that day where you woke up and it was gorgeous and everything went well and your breakfast was magnificent.
And then I got home,
and then there was no lines anywhere. Like you're not
boring.
That ends up being like, how was that? Oh, that trip was sweet. It was awesome. But there's no
cool
story there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I like to ever go on like a hike. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to go. You're like, you guys want to see this amazing? No.
We've been trying to go
suffer.
on backpacking trips for
I want to
years.
suffer. I want to suffer. You know, like that's like the Kilimanjaro hike that I did.
Suffering. Yeah. When Catfish almost died, went on our trip.
Hilarious story.
I don't know if I ever told that story on the podcast.
We can tell it right now.
It was funny too because Miles and I are going to Bali here in a couple weeks, and he's like, "You have an extra backpack?" I was like I have like a push backpack and like a Patagonia backpack for like school stuff. He's like, "No, like a backpack." I'm like, "What? You think I go on all these backpacking trips?" Like,
hey, they're clutch.
And then I have an extra one.
Yeah.
To have like hey, bro, you got like an extra $200 backpack just lying around in your garage?
Who is the most outdoorsy person I know? Kyle. Do you have an extra backpacking
He's like, "You're
backpack?
an adventurer." I was like, "Yeah, I adventure to hotels."
Yeah.
To beaches.
Yeah.
To
And
museums.
I'm like you usually.
To nice restaurants in big cities that are awesome. Yeah. No, we went on a epic 50. No, this one was like 27 miles. We've been doing these pack trips. Haven't done one in a few years though, with the kid. But anyway, we went on the Eastern Sierras. If you've never been, if you want a challenge, go to the Eastern Sierras here in California. Not the west side. That's kind of pussy shit. Go to the back side, the eastern side. It's more gorgeous. It's way harder. It's unbelievably epic. You spend a lot of time above 10,000 feet, but if you haven't done that to yourself before, you don't know what it's like.
If you want to go on a harder version of a miserable time, that's what it is.
Exactly. But so now I've definitely logged a lot of miles on those trails, but this one was probably the most memorable mile because Catfish almost died. So Catfish, Kevin Arcilla, former world champ, played on lots of paintball teams with him, and he decided to go on this trip slightly out of shape. To his credit, he did make it all the way through, but there was a while where we didn't think he was going to live, let alone even make it through. No, but we had to carry all his shit. Anyway, so we're on the switchbacks coming out of Tully Hole on the John Muir Trail. We're about 15 miles into a close to 30-mile long trip, and everyone else had made it up on these switchbacks. And at this point in time, 2 days in, I'd gotten used to kind of babysitting Catfish. Mm-hmm. He'd trudge along, and then I'd take some pictures and catch up with them. And so he went around the corner, and I'd roll around the corner, and he is just straight airplaned out, face first, completely unconscious on the switchback. There's nobody there except me and Catfish. I throw my pack up, I run up, I grab him, throw him up. Thank God he didn't fall over the cliff, or he'd be dead for sure, or severely mangled. So I throw him up against the side of the the switchback, and he's still unconscious. He won't come to. So I'm slapping him in the face. I'm like, Catfish, wake the fuck up, wake up. I'm slapping him in the face, and then finally he comes to, and this is when I knew he'd be okay, because he looks at me and he goes, I'm like, what's your name? He's like, Kevin. I'm like, what's my name? He's like, Maddie. I'm like, where are we? He's like, we're in hell. And that's when I knew he'd be okay. He still was going in and out of consciousness for probably about 10 minutes. It was sketch. And then I look up, see Sonny Lopez back in the day. And then one of our buddies is a Navy SEAL. Shout out to Robbie Pettinelli. He just got out of BUDS like a month before that. And then our other boy, Red. Great shape. These dudes are all in great shape. Anyway, so I see Sonny, and he's like just standing at the top of the switchback, just waving, "Hey guys!" And I'm like, "Dude, get down here! Catfish fucking passed out, and I don't know if he's gonna die." So he runs down. I tell him, he runs and gets everybody, and then they all run back, and we strip his pack down, load all of his shit on our shit. Robbie carried his pack, and then we hiked at that point, what was it? Maybe another 15 miles to get out or something. Yeah. So it was gnarly, and then he made it through the next night, and then but when he finished, he went up and kissed the asphalt, and was just so stoked to be back in civilization. So.
Yeah, so hiking's cool. It's fun. Now that is a great story, right?
Someone must be sacrificed.
Someone must be sacrificed to the mountain gods every single time. And I'm just, if you roll the dice enough, it might be you. So I'm just gonna tap out on all of them.
But the point is, that's a good story.
That's a good story. You're right.
And we made it through, and he made it through. So now Catfish has a great story. We have a great story. Not probably as good of a story for Catfish, but it's like
something's always gonna good. Something good is normally. You gotta sometimes some of them you gotta take it. You gotta give it a couple of years.
Yeah.
If it's a bad injury.
Yeah, for sure.
But if you were an idiot as a result, like the injury was a result of you being an idiot, we might have to give it some time. But it's like, hey, remember when you fell off you were doing something stupid? When it's like, okay,
yeah,
when you fell off the roof, or
absolutely
when you try to do a backflip and you don't know how to do a backflip. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do that.
Anyway, Maddie and I basically pooped our pants the other day.
Yes. I did it, but I
back to Back to whatever we were going to talk about on the show anyway.
How do we even
I
get
think
on
that was
this
it.
tangent?
That was it.
Yeah.
So thanks for
Thanks
joining
guys for
us.
joining
Yeah,
us
you guys.
Next Tuesday.
We do have, obviously, as every show goes on, we've got a ton of good giveaways from our sponsors at Gen X, Matrix Gear, and HK Army. Also, all of whom are doing Black Friday deals. I think HK has like a month-long Black Friday.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Gen X is ripping right now, and they've got a Monday, Cyber Monday deal. I think, Kyle, you're gearing up right now, right?
Yeah, it drops at 5. I've been
5 p.m.
doing
today.
that for the last,
Dude,
last 3
Black
days.
Friday starting on Tuesday. Everybody's favorite day of the week,
All the way
Tuesdays.
to the end of the month for us, too.
We're gearing up for the holidays, so, everybody out there, I hope you're going to be having a great, fun, family-filled. I don't know if both of those words go together always.
Depends on how old your kids are.
Or your parents.
Yeah,
or how old you are.
That's very true. Because I'm about to go play golf with my 75-year-old dad tomorrow, and that will be fun. Mm-hmm. But when I hang out with my 3-year-old kid, like sometimes that's fun and sometimes it's not.
Sometimes it's not. Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully you're gonna have a very stress-filled week ahead of you, and then those of you who aren't having family affairs. Hopefully you got the Friendsgiving thing. Just go get yourself a nice meal. All right, everybody, give yourself a nice meal.
You deserve it.
You deserve it. Everybody's earned it, especially everybody who's watching the show. You've earned it even, times 10. Also, we're gonna get Pate Smith on the show today. I see he's
shout out
already
to
in there.
Pate Smith.
Hasn't been on the show apparently for a while. Loving the new camera upgrade. Appreciate that. Everybody whose name is listed here in green. Even you, Chili Borad, I know you have supported in the show. So everybody's a supporter of the show. We do appreciate everybody.
So Pate Smith, just so everyone knows, he is the lawyer that has been putting up the money for the single individual performance in a point in both the prelims and on Sunday. So big shout out to him. He's a paintball patron. He's a paintball guy.
Yeah.
And his law firm specializes in, and he's doing God's work.
He's doing the good stuff.
Yeah, because he's he's representing individuals and companies in property claims against their insurance company. So. If you have some sort of property claim and your insurance company's not wanting to pay you, he's your guy. So and he's
and he paid for Marcelo's over the water bungalow suite in the Dominican Republic as well.
You're welcome, Marcelo.
Yeah.
Who got the prelims one?
That was Sam Silberg.
What did
for
you
a
do?
5-pack
One
on 4.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was nasty. It was interesting with this one in the prelims because we had a lot of prelims and there was a lot of 5-packs. 4-packs, 5-packs, but I always, when judging this, I always weight the magnitude of the moment and the difficulty. And if anyone that's ever tried to pull off a 1-on-4, we don't even make coins for that, bro. Like it's so rare to get that to happen.
For sure.
And he also shot that 5th body too. So, it's impressive. That's super.
No,
rare.
that's epic.
So that's gonna override the beautiful, because if you have a beautiful 5-pack, that's awesome, but there's probably going to be 1 or 2 close to that throughout the event, and then it's who had the harder road, or who made it look prettier, whatever. But so there was Mike McGowan was on the list, Colin Cherry was on the list for the prelims, and then for Sunday it's fuck man, that you're not going to get a more stressful moment than what Marcelo had to do to put up a 4th World Cup win in a row.
Oh, that
the Tauntauns one. It was the Tauntauns movie.
No,
right?
I think it was one.
I mean, honestly, you could give him whatever. Depends on how you want to look at it, but if he doesn't make that move in the Tauntauns, you guys don't win 4 World Cups in a row.
Yeah.
So you could do that one, or you could go World Cup.
Yeah, somebody had to make that damn move.
Somebody had to make that move.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I always wait because it's part of my job, but I have to deal with I should have got that move, or my boy should have got her, or this should have happened. I'm well, I'm the one that makes those decisions, so I'm sorry, but you don't get.
And whoever has agreed to pay me 20% is the one who gets it.
Unfortunately, I don't get a fucking dime from
I know, isn't that right?
It's just more stress in my life.
You need a raise, I'll tell you what.
It's a good thing for the sport, and shout out to Pate.
That's awesome. We can actually give him a shout right now because as we get through,
he has 3 kids, so he might want to get his duties.
That's
done
absolutely right. And I've also, I know a lot of people had questions about the beams, the upgrade expansion kit.
That I can't give you any information.
I've got the information, buddy.
Cool.
That's why you tune into the Spick and Span show live in
show.
person from Doghouse Studios. All right, let's give Pate a call here. Excuse my face as it comes across the screen. And we'll give him a shout. And Maddie, I also want to get some of your insights. Here we go, Pate. We're gonna give you a call on FaceTime because we're ahead of the curve here.
Fancy technology.
Yeah, we're ahead of the curve, man. That's just how we roll. I like it. So if you hear if there's like a 619 number, it says spam. It's supposed to say Greenspan on it. Oh yeah. He might think that you're calling him, or he might also not be ready. But he is watching the show.
He has 3 young children, so
There he is.
There he is.
All
Pete
right.
Smith in the house.
Hang on one second. Let me get you up here on the screen. Back you up. All right. Hey, Pate, how you doing?
What up? Pretty good. I'm locked in my bedroom. We've got my mom here and kids just running around like crazy. So
You fall directly under the umbrella of what we were just talking about.
He got more of them running around.
it's a little wild over here.
Yeah. Well, at least you're doing it right. You got the red wine. What type of red wine are you drinking right now?
We are going with some sort of Pinot Noir. My wife's a big Pinot Noir fan.
My wife is too. She opened up a bottle of that last night, actually.
Maddie, also that party you went to, you and your wife dressed as your spouse party. That looked pretty freaking hilarious.
Fun, dude. Yeah,
that was fantastic. Yeah. I'm glad that you just.
It was hilarious on that because, and I would advise. I was not, I'm dressing as a chick is not really my thing. So I was like,
surprise!
Nothing against it. Hey, if that's your thing, no big deal. However, just not really my thing. So I was like, fuck. I was like, all right, well, I'm not wearing a wig, and I want to be comfortable. So she threw together some outfits, and I was like, and then anyway, so then it's actually that blouse was incredibly comfortable. Shorts were a little young, a little short, but. I'm not that fat yet, so it's all good, dude. It all ended up working out.
I saw that. I sent you a message because you look just like the lady in Florida that lives under my mom in her
Mission accomplished, then, dude.
Yeah. She's also bald, huh?
Literally, bald, similar shirt. You were like had the martini glass. That's her.
Those were real espresso martinis, by the way. For anyone
You just couldn't splat. You just kind of kept them.
It may have looked like it was a nice entrance on my part when I came in, but I was deathly afraid of spilling the 8 espresso martinis that my wife had just made on that big rack that I was. carrying.
You were just walking that rack around with it?
Just walking the rack.
I thought that was for sure a.
No, those were
prop.
real. Those were not. It was not a prop. Those were real espresso martinis. So luckily it was a neighbor of ours, so we didn't have to walk far. So that was nice. I was a little scared to spill those things on the entry there because that would have made the video. But
that would have been great. That would have been great. Yeah, that would have made. That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, so Pate, thanks for jumping on, man. I think that everybody on behalf of Paintball is very thankful for you giving back to the paintball community. Obviously, can you give a little bit of history, like how you got into paintball?
Yeah.
What you got going on?
I was in like 7th grade, I think. I'm 38 now. But my boys were like, yo, there's this paintball gun at Walmart for $8. And it was like a plastic shredding. And I got one of those. And we played, and that broke first time, RIP. And then went to a field and grew up working at fields. My parents were not very supportive of paintball. They didn't think it was, a good use of time in your teenage years. So I was super creative in ways to, make money and play paintball. Grew up working at the field. I saved up all summer to get a Bushmaster LCD. That was
tight.
People don't even know what that is, but that was
we do.
Yeah.
Bob Long Intimidator before the Bob Long Intimidators.
Yeah.
It was the beginning of everybody having trouble with LPRs. But anyway, grew up working at a field, went to college, played there. I've had a decent amount of good times in paintball. I won a PSP in D3. Played on some pretty good teams. I played on PC Katana until 2015 or 16, 14, something like that. Kind of got to a point to where I had to work a lot, nonstop for a decade-ish. And so weird story, people don't know this, but none of this would happen if it wasn't for Tyler Harmon. So
really?
Yeah. Do you know this story, Maddie?
I don't think you told me this one yet.
So
Robbie might have, though. Maybe Robbie Goldsmith might have told me the story, but
Yeah. Okay. So Robbie and I actually talked about this. I have a lot of respect for Robbie, but I'm in the airport. We had a newborn and twins at that time, and my wife and I were going to go on a vacation, and I had been gone for work kind of a lot, like way more than I should, and I felt pretty guilty about it. And I was like, all right, I'm going to fly the kids to my parents, and I'm going to do the flight. I don't need you. Like, I got it, right? And so I fly from Houston to Panama City, Florida, because my parents are like 50 miles from there. And I'm literally giving the kids to my parents and then hopping on a flight back. So there's a 3-hour delay, and I'm sitting in the bar having a beer. And this group of people at the bar walk and like dine and dish. Dish and dine, or whatever you call it. And,
At the airport?
Dine and
yeah.
Fucking assholes.
Wow.
Yeah, and this lady is like having a fit, I guess, that was the bartender. And I hear this dude, it's like, oh, no, I got it. And I look over, and it is Tyler Harmon in the Panama City airport.
No way.
And I'm like, bro, like, Tyler Harmon, because like I'd had 2 beers at this point, and I was like, is my eyes, I wasn't even playing paintball at this time. And he and I talked for like an hour. So I'm like, all right, dude, I'm about to get on my flight. He's like, about to get on my flight. And randomly, Tyler and I were on the same flight. And I think he was A1 and I was A2 or something like that. And so we talked about paintball for like 3 hours. And like on the flight, he's like, oh my God, dude, you got to like start back playing. It's part of your beat. And I was like, whatever. And so I kind of, on the ride home, I'm like, telling my wife, I'm like, yo, I had this great flight. And Tyler Harmon told me I should get back to start playing paintball. And she was like, yeah, you should. You're playing paintball. And
wow,
that's it. And like 2.5 years ago, I started back playing. We got like 3rd in D4 in the Bunker Fest series this year, so that was fun. And I guess we're going to start back playing nationals this next year. I got a good group of guys. Everybody's old on the team except one person. So, yeah.
Wow.
We're old and tall, which is a lot. Honesty, except the tall part.
Yeah.
So what made you well, maybe you should give everyone kind of a rundown of what you do, you know, just because people should know you know, who to call in an emergency when the hurricane comes, you know.
So I am an insurance claim attorney. My law firm, which I have my own firm now, it wasn't like that when we started this, but stepped out on my own. But we sue insurance companies in property damage claims exclusively on structures. Before I did that, I adjusted claims. I've only worked on the plaintiff side. I've done hail, hurricane, fire, business interruption, smoke, animal destroying the interior of a condo. I've done, that one's a crazy one. We're not going to get into
like
it.
Like a
bear? No,
Snake?
like a dog as large as a bear. And insurance company denied it, said it wasn't sudden and incidental. It was over a weekend. Anyway, doesn't matter. But actually Chris Scher, that plays on Dynasty, does a little bit of that too. He and I kick around. If there's an opportunity in North Carolina, I'm going to toss him some biz.
Killer. Yeah, man, that's great. That's such a cool. The cool thing about paintball in general, right, is like it's one of those sports where if you played like college football, you know, or high school football, and you're like, all right, then I grew up, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go play. I'm 40, in my 40s now. I'm gonna go play competitive football again. Like that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. I just saw a thing on
flag football.
Kevin Hart's
competitively on the weekend.
Yeah, I saw this thing on Kevin Hart's Instagram today. He's like, oh, my man went up to shoot like the half court free throw, you know, for like as like an anecdotal halftime thing, and blew his Achilles. You know, he's like, anybody over 40 trying to do anything in sports, just sit the fuck down. You know what I mean? But the cool thing about paintball is like it's evergreen, right? Yeah. And we talk about it all the time, trying to sell it to parents, you know, about how it's okay for their kids to play. Is like it's the only competitive only sport where you can be competitive in a team function, where like your physical attributes don't really have a direct effect on the outcome of the game. They do, but they don't.
Not nearly as much as it does
in a
lot of
single
other
ball
sports.
sport, right?
For sure.
Where they can be like, we're not going to pass the 50-year-old guy the ball.
Yeah.
Or the 40-year-old
But
guy.
in paintball, the 50-year-old dude
Yeah,
can shoot
could be
a
the
dude
best dude.
off the break every single point. And now if you're playing 5-on-4 every single time, then that's a huge advantage.
Huge advantage. You know, so that's one of the cool things. And then on top of that, with Dynasty especially, and I mean, you know, Iron Man too, but like it's like it's a generational team.
Yeah.
So many players that I talk to, especially, you know, at these big events and World Cup and whatnot, are like, dude, I was playing when I was a kid, then I had to stop because family, school, insert anything that is normal life in this decade that people stopped playing, and they were like, and then something just kicked it back up. A friend of mine was talking about it. You have a chance meeting at Tyler Harmon.
Fate.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a cool.
I'll say this, like, paintball makes me probably a better business owner, makes me a better dad, makes me a better friend. Like, everything about it, like, levels me out, because I think for, 20 years I had it in my life in some form or fashion, and it was such a big part of it. And then it's almost like a balance, and I mean, it's huge. It's the only sport my wife likes besides Alabama football.
Well, God bless Tyler Harmon. God bless MK. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
She puts up with a lot, and she's the one that sends out all the money. So when you don't get it, that's who.
Yeah, it wasn't me. Bill Schofield.
She wanted to Marcelo to use that 5,000 on a ring, but
looks
like
of course she did. My wife was asking that same question. She's like, "When do you think Marcelo's going to propose?" I'm like, "I don't know. That's not some shit we talk to our buddies about as often as you guys with."
See, I know Marcelo much better than that. When you said on a ring, I was like, yeah, he's probably going to upgrade his NXL ring that he got for the thing with $5,000 with Fugazi. Yeah, he got a new necklace. But when you said that, I thought you were just talking about him bezeling up the current, like, the champion ring. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, he's got a girlfriend.
You didn't even go right to
No, not even close, dude. Not even close. I know him way better than you guys. No way. Marcelo's gonna quit more diamonds in his rings first. Yeah. That's a good one though. That's actually a good call.
So I have a question, because you mentioned the 72 stake beams that are going to be in NXL next year.
Yep.
Do you know what they're going to do with it? Because my hope is that they somehow attach it to cans, and it's like we're having old at the top, and it's like old school hyperball.
So that's so funny. Verbal and Mafia are saying, imagine having like a big teepee in there, bonfire teepee thing. So
I did talk to Jason.
Yeah, you talked to him?
Yeah, the event. And he wants to come on the show too and talk a little bit more, because I was we'd love to pick your brain about the mindset that goes into making these fields.
Dude,
he's been crushing it though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Been crushing it. I am interested to see what they're going to do with all those beams, because that does seem like I saw the news and I was like, I wonder what Jason's going to do with all these.
What
beams.
he said is like perfect example was he's like at the World Cup field, I would have loved to connect all those center bunkers. Mm-hmm. And so you could get two of them with crawling around. You could jump over them.
They had that
dynamic.
They had that one X center thing a couple years back. We lost to AC Diesel.
I think Impact
Dallas.
This actually makes a lot of sense if you think about it, because with Dynasty doing so well and them being short and probably not able to jump very high, this is a great way to slow them down.
Yeah, actually, speaking of not being able to jump very high, your boy Tyler Harmon had that nice jump shot right in he just nice catch in the goggles. I swear that was like it was just the worst luck, dude. Yeah. Never happens to me. And they got rid of two of the cakes, so I'm I can barely even see over the temples. So here I'm gonna you know what I'm talking about, Kyle. Yeah. If it's like you're at the 3 p.m. game and it's like 90 degrees, I'm not seeing over the top of those temples. No fucking way.
They're just all plump.
The 5 p.m. games though, I can see over the top of them.
Sunset match.
All right. So first of all, I'm gonna preface the whole thing. He goes, Jason says, "Tell everyone to relax. I have a feeling." I think I make pretty good layouts with different ways to counter and fairly balanced, so I'm gonna keep doing the same thing. But for the most part, because I was like, what's the plan? Are you going to do... I thought they're going to do like a ladder. Remember the Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a ladder. There's going to be lots of things. I'm going to do a little bit of everything, something different. The center structures. World Cup 2019 is an example. I think that's the one we were talking about. Mm-hmm. Also, 2022 Texas Center. I want more bunkers that can connect bunkers, and after looking at different prototypes, I didn't think anything was as good as the current beams. The beams are the only bunker to allow players to move from bunker to bunker unseen. A lot of you who are listening to the show have been to my clinics. I always am a big advocate of crawling down the snake and shooting the bad guys in the back. People still don't like to listen to me. No matter how many times I tell them.
Clutch. See if you can do that. Yeah.
The beams are the only bunker to allow people to do that. The idea will be to connect some different bunkers on the field to help create aggressive play, and hopefully it'll allow me to use less bunkers to block lanes. There are many bunkers that specifically placed to block lanes, and hopefully I won't have to do that as much.
Maybe they just put the beams like right outside the start gate, and you just dive in that thing. It can
crawl
like
all the way.
Dorito too.
Yeah, and then if you're 6'2" and 220 pounds and 45 years old, like you can get there.
You can get there. So yeah, a little bit of everything. Long snake, center structures. Also do some cool stuff on the Dorito side with multiple snake paths. For many years, X-ball layouts have dictated players' movements. Bunker A goes to bunker B to bunker C. I want players to have options. Choose your own adventure. There'll be like a little fork in the road. Be like,
Did he really put choose your own adventure?
No, but I just added there. I'm just thinking of things right now.
No, like, damn, okay.
I want players to have options. I want it when you get to bunker B to have to go. Do you have to go to bunker C or can you go to bunker D? Hence, choose your own. Then he says, "Tell everyone to relax." Dude, epic. And then on top of that, if you bought new fields, you got like people have extra snake beams, so it's also a more affordable way to kind of throw some concepts in there. I don't know. But yeah, we'll get J-Tro on the show maybe next week or the week after. We got a long off season. Plenty of time.
Ryan, I did want to say like one of my hopes with this was that like other people, I guess in private business, would kind of figure out creative ways at getting involved. Shout out to Logan Landry, former PC Katana player. I will say this, I mean, it's pretty obvious Dan Strickland, as far as putting people in great financial situations, is like the best paintball team owner ever. I mean, look at the only two people helping right now.
Hey, do we have any more successful business owners that played on PC Katana that we could reach out to? You know, I mean, they're like a packaging company or...
He's like, I think he owns, or is like a CEO of some pretty decent trucking company. I'm trying to get him back into paintball.
Who is it?
I was actually reffing Scott Colson's first day.
Scott Colson, okay.
Of Pace Paintball, yeah. If Scott Colson would have grown up in Texas or California, he would have been insane. We used to have to travel like a long way to practice, like forever. But that dude had, starting at about 14, the most ability. If he wouldn't have torn those ACLs, holy smokes. I mean, he was good.
Yeah, you know, it is really cool. You know, like, obviously you play paintball enough and you've been in the industry, you know, it's one of those things where if you're not like a top 10 guy, it's a big grind. And actually one of the things that I've heard, you know, in the media quite a bit is like, just not the media, and the paintball media is like, you know, what defines the professional athlete versus the professional paintball athlete versus and one of the cool things, and we'll get your answer on this one too, Maddie, but like it's such a sigh of relief and breath of relief to like have guys like you, Pate, who can come in, you know, because we have like the big investors in the league that are really propping the league up for the most part and making sure that goes. But, you know, that outside industry sponsorship that dried up in 2006, 2007, it just hasn't come back, and there hasn't really been anything unless you have, and even then, when we had Rockstar and Intel, those were guys who had vested interest. They were paintball fans. Yeah. The Intel guy who spent $500,000 of Intel's budget, his son was a huge Dynasty fan.
Yeah, I've said this a million times to the people too, where it's like, okay, well, yeah, dude, Rockstar used to be involved and Intel used to be involved. I'm like, yeah, those are paintball guys that were at those places that were like, because the big thing about the paintball is a bit of a marketer's dream. You have to have some money to play paintball or be willing to spend money. So anyone that does this at any level, unless you are, you know, the top 30 players in the world, like, you're putting money into this. And
can I comment on this?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think a lot about this. So I hear a lot of people online like read what everybody's saying, like paintball needs this company and this company and this company to get involved. The target market outside of paintball for marketing paintball is not energy drinks. Because let's say every single paintball person purchases an energy drink. It makes less than 1%. It's not a 0.5% is a big bump, but in that size market, but whatever. But what you want are companies that have high ticket item sales on a national level. That's it. Your investment in Go Sports, your investment in paintball, if you have a significant return per sale or per purchase, per contract sign, is amazing versus if you do,
good point.
I don't know, let's say Google AdWords or something of that nature. Like your traffic off of paintball isn't going to be what you're going to get off of a Google or a Facebook. But your traffic that you get is going to be drastically more targeted and a very good opportunity. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be 100%, but the opportunities are, from what I've seen on my little bit. And we're going to get involved this year. I'm like doing some type of small sponsorship in Texas for
Joust, right?
One of the jousts. Yeah. I'm going to get and see what else we can do on that.
Spicka was like, for AC Diesel? Oh, right, yeah.
We've got a floating Pate Smith Law thing that we can probably fire around here.
No, we're not. If I sponsored anything, it would have to be
PTG. Will Ball for Soup. Paintball nerd.
Oh no, I was gonna say play the game because Tyler convinced me to come back in.
Damn it! I thought it was gonna be
you got Kyle Spicka to hit the table.
I thought it was gonna be us for sure, for sure.
But have they had you on yet? Is the question, because Ryan and Spicka have had you on.
I don't know. That is true. We'll have to. I'll have to leverage that and put that in.
We'll split it 60-40 with them. It'll work. We actually, most everybody, I would say 99% of all people who watch the Spick and Span show also listen to the Play the Game podcast. But yeah, not every Tuesday exactly at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. It's just, it's one of those things.
Marcelo and Tyler do a great job.
They do a great job. I never said they didn't do a great job.
Throw it out there.
I know. They're doing a great job.
Yeah, we play a drinking game at my house, but with water because the kids are involved. Every time that Marcelo goes, I got to push back on that a little. We drink a shot of water, and I actually have had to start doing more electrolyte packets because of it, just to kind of balance it out. He does it so often.
And you know what? Actually, just to kind of bring back, go back on your point.
Hey, I forgot how funny you are, dude.
Is about the sponsorship concepts and that those ideas. It's great. It's great. I talk to a lot of companies. I talk to companies all the time about the demographic. Obviously, paintball players are very loyal. Right,
very loyal.
They're affluent, right? The equipment is and you're hitting a really specific target demographic. And like you said, selling a couple of energy drinks here and there, like the guy's gonna go into the store and be like, okay, cool, I'll buy a couple. That's gonna be $10 in profit over the course of the year. But when you have the bigger ticket items, especially stuff where it pertains to like something that they can use, and you're getting a lifelong commitment most of the time. And so when I'm talking to a lot of the people who are in like the sub $100 categories, right? $50 items or $40 items, I'm like, look, the concept here isn't to sell a one unit to 10 people. It's if your product is good enough, which I don't really try not to partner with anybody who doesn't have a good product. If your product's good enough, you're getting that customer for a lifetime, and then you're getting everybody who's in their sphere of influence. And that's something that a lot of people, especially because we have a lot of people who watch the show, who have products that they're coming out with, they're starting to create businesses and thinking about marketing. And that's one of the really important things is if you have a good product, spending the ad dollars to get random people is good. But if you have a specific influencer or influenced person, you can get that sphere of influence around them as well.
I 1,000% agree. I'm not fond of traditional marketing methods for high ticket item purchases. I don't think it's as often as optimal. Here's a good question: think about luxury items. How many, let's say, Gucci purses do you think have been sold off of like a Facebook ad for Gucci versus, you know, like a lower ticketed purse or a lower ticketed whatever that they sell, right? It's as you increase your dollar per click or purchase or whatever, you need a drastically more targeted method. And paintball is perfect for that. I'll say that to the end of the earth.
Well,
I will say Marcelo did say when I like messaged him about this idea before he got with Maddie, and he was like, dude, I don't think you can get an ROI. And I was like, bro, I don't tell you can't shoot people off the break. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't tell you can't lean against a can for 4 minutes and yell command center.
Yeah. Chris, you gotta go. Chris, you gotta go. That's all I heard the whole
so
time.
There's a joke, I guess,
He's
like
funny,
amongst a lot of people that nobody has done more in their paintball career by leaning against a bunker yelling command center than Marcelo.
Yeah.
I mean, I know y'all have other codes. Like I hear other people yelling charger and stuff like that. But I have exclusively only heard Marcelo yell command center.
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, Pate, like I said, I forgot how funny you were, dude. I mean, we've had some conversations mostly about business shit, but
That's the
That's
smoke and
good
mirrors.
shit.
That's why Marcelo's so good. They're like, dude, he's just in that command center. Or he's just in that can or the back center. What is he going to be able to do? And next thing you know, they're just running into his guns and he's shooting everybody.
He lulls them to death.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's like, you know, what is this guy, you know, doing back there? He's just yelling at, you know, command center, and then next thing you know, he just shoots some
He's in
people
your
and-
snake.
yeah.
Next thing you know, he's in your snake, or he's in the back center. Like, he can do it all. I said it actually this
He's like
weekend in the
messaging
clinic.
me on
Wrong
Instagram.
game.
I want one of these deals. I was like, oh, I'll have my wife
Like,
send you the money.
Back center goat.
Oh, Blake's in there. Shout out Blake Garber.
Blake Garber.
Oh,
Back
shit.
center goat. Oh, man,
That's
yeah.
hilarious, dude.
So did you watch all the games? Did you watch it?
So I was in Mexico,
He was at a rave in Mexico.
Yeah. Okay.
but didn't purposefully go to it.
Tell the story.
Oh, accidental
This-
rave. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I've heard that one before.
This is actually pretty funny.
So I was going to World Cup, and like I was just stressed to the max for like I would say 3 months.
Mhm.
And what I was trying to like accomplish, I was able to knock out about 10 days before World Cup. And there was like this giant, like, I don't even know how to explain it, like weight lift off, like one of the heaviest feelings ever, lifted off of. And I was just like, whoa, okay, this is awesome. This is done. And I just needed like a break. So instead of going to World Cup, my wife and I went to Mexico. So I booked a last minute hotel stay. And the day before, what's up? Yeah, Cabo. Yeah, it's super easy. We love it down there. And we try to be close to downtown and the marina so we can like pop in and out of, you know, bars and restaurants. And so they call me the day before and they're like, are you going to the fiesta? And I was like, no, like what fiesta? And she's like, I'll send you the lineup. And I was like, okay, cool. So it's like 6 p.m. before we're flying to Cabo the next morning. And I get this email and I check it. And it's like a music festival lineup with Tiesto. And in the email, it tells me that I've like gotten these free tickets or whatever. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
My wife would not be stoked at this.
Wait, you're going? Yeah.
It's a random rave. No, let him finish. It's great because if you follow Pate on
I'm like,
Instagram, it's
babe,
great.
we got free tickets to Tiesto. How nice is this? So we show up to the hotel. And this is the hotel where the music festival is happening.
It gets better, dude. Wait till you hear where they stayed.
So they're like walking us through, showing us everything. They like give us these armbands, you know, for it because we're at a festival. So I haven't bought a ticket for this. They're just like, okay, you're here. You have to have access to the property. Cool. So we don't even know when it starts. So we're at the pool having like drinks, chilling, and a DJ comes up and it's like playing. And so this is like the start DJ for the weekend. So there's like a day set, a night set, a day set like as you're at the pool, a night set with like a stage and everything, and our room looks out over the stage.
It's loud.
So it actually wasn't that bad because we're behind it.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was like I had no problem sleeping. I think MK had a little. She's a lot lighter sleeper than I am, but it was really sick. It was like I got to like pop in and out of a EDM festival unannounced, and I don't know. It was like a very voyeuristic like opportunity to see how people are. It was really sick.
Well, I just thought it was hilarious that, because we were talking, because, sponsoring, I think, hey, how's everything going? Okay, well, we got to figure this all out. He's like, all right, we're doing this, and this. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm like, you coming to Cup? He's like, I'm going to Cabo. So then I start seeing your updates from Cabo and saw that you guys just randomly got assigned the room overlooking the stage, essentially. And then it was like where you guys would open up your sliding glass door that goes out to the patio, and then it's like, now you're in the rave. And then you close the the sliding glass door and the curtains, and now you're in your room. And I was like, did you get any sleep, bro? Because like having a 3-day rave go on and like right outside your room is not the ideal spot to be staying.
Actually start pretty early and didn't go too late. I guess there's like certain rules in Cabo where the beach bars have to be closed down, but I don't know. I don't have any clue, but it was like done by like, I think Tiesto finished one night at like 1 p.m., which wasn't horrible.
Yeah. Fuck. That sounds like a fun little audible adventure at the end.
It was one of the cheapest rooms I've ever got in Cabo and one of the most amazing vacation.
Really? Where'd you stay?
Me Cabo.
Me Cabo. Oh, I've heard of that place.
I think.
I
think I might have.
I think is that where Alex stays, and there's good. Is there a good surf spot right out front?
Bro, I have no clue. I don't surf. I'm from Florida. We fish. It's near the marina.
It's near the marina. Then never mind. I thought it was the place that
all
Alex
resorts
always stays.
kind of
I know where you're talking about. You got to go down the beach. I know where you're talking about. You're down the beach a little bit near the Viceroy, where.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's another spot
by the airport, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say, kind of to the northeast-ish of where the Baja 500 ends.
Okay.
There's a spot over there too.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a searchable place on Google Maps where like the finish line of the Baja 100, but I'll try to keep.
Wait, it did say the name of the place.
It said the Viceroy.
Viceroy? Is it? No.
There's one there. Yeah.
But what was the name of the hotel you stayed at?
Me Cabo.
Me Cabo.
Yeah.
That's
I got a question for you about back to the paintball stuff. So do you at least watch do you even get to see the highlights of who won the prize money?
So sometimes yes, sometimes no. I watch all the games.
Okay.
I watch a ton of paintball. So I wake up kind of early anyway. Mm-hmm. And one of my favorite things to do is watch Go Sports, drink coffee, and do emails at like 4:50 a.m. Mm-hmm. There's nobody to bother me. And then I also have this like really weird pre-paintball stretch routine because I wake up early during the week. I'm not able to sleep very late on the weekend, so I usually get up between like 4:50, 5:30 and do a foam roll session and stretch session with coffee and Go Sports. So I usually see between tournaments all the games twice at least.
Got it.
If I would have picked, I definitely wouldn't have given it to Marcelo because I don't know. And then
I was just my question was going to be,
it's like, Marcelo wins again. Like, I mean, it's like giving it to the Patriots again. I am an Alabama fan.
You're an Alabama fan. They win it all the time.
I mean, we didn't last year.
And it's okay if you win it all the time if it's your team. It's just not okay. Right. It's just not okay if it's someone else's team. Yeah. Don't worry about me my own team winning all the time. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the fucking Patriots and Dynasty.
Yeah, I'm trying to all the your own team wins exclusively. I'm the one that wants those vibes. Bama needs them. I need diversity in other sports. I was so happy when they came out with those stickers that said "I'll kill myself if Dynasty wins again."
Oh, I saw that. Those are funny.
I'm kidding. I actually don't pull against y'all, but I'm really tight with Mike. Mike actually coaches our D4 team.
Oh,
Mike who?
Urena.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
So are you in Houston?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Is Mike in Houston now too?
Yeah, Mike's in Houston.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I meet a couple of guys that are like, yeah, I practice at Mikey's field. I'm like, oh, man, you guys are going to get tough quick. And he's like, yeah, he beats up on us pretty good.
Those people must not be very good then.
Mike takes no prisoners. I'll tell you what. Yeah, he takes no prisoners.
I do love one of the worst practices I've ever had of my life. It was like 13 degrees outside, and Mike had some good paint. Because good, I mean, it would come out of the gun. So obviously it was like, I don't know, as hard as possible.
Well, I want to point out he was also using a force which is able to shoot the most brittle paint.
Of course.
Yeah, force, of course. Of course.
You can take that one for free.
Thanks, dude. I'll use that as the new slogan.
And that, man. Oh, my hands were aching after that one-on-one session. Not a ball of his broke, but Jesus Christ, he was just railing on my knuckles.
Knuckle sandwich.
Anywhere except my knuckles.
Oh, shit.
That's funny. Yeah, Mike's great, man. He's coming into his own quite a bit more, making like the confidence with, he used to carry the notepad around and like take all the notes and make sure like he's really dialed in. And I love his methodology and getting into the game and stuff. So I'm glad that he's out there coaching and getting guys into it, and also making sure that he checks guys. You gotta keep people in check out there in South Texas.
Dude, South Texas. I'll say this: it's I've never lived somewhere, I've seen somewhere that in 45 minutes in each way from my house, I can drive to a really good field. There's teams that are practicing. I mean, this is the spot. Like,
it's the spot.
It's
fucking Texas, dude.
Texas, man. Well, everywhere in Texas has got something pretty cool or something 45 minutes away from either direction.
Everything's 45 minutes away from Texas.
Yeah, just like
it's like LA, but worse.
Well,
as far as things being far away.
Right. LA just has more traffic.
No, it's not like LA, but like when you're in LA, everyone's like, oh yeah, it's 20 minutes away. They ain't 20 minutes away.
Oh, right.
40 Texas is the same thing. They're like, oh, it's 20 minutes away. That shit 20 minutes away, bro.
LA is like the worst place to visit ever. I travel a lot, man. That place, like San Diego, absolute paradise. Man,
paradise.
It's like, try this whiskey place. Best whiskey place I've been to.
Place.
Biggest selection in the world.
Where was this?
Great.
Aero Club?
Yeah, downtown. I don't think was it Aero Club. I can't remember. It was
the Aero Club is an odd place that's just got wall to wall.
Oh, there's another spot. I can't remember because he was in San Diego and he was with a client. Now he's like, we're drinking whiskey. Like we need a whiskey spot. So I was like, you got to go here. I can't remember.
What can you? I need some help. Then this will be a good way to kind of cap this off, like cap it off. Can you explain to me what the whiskey situation is and like what is it? Are you supposed to sip it? Are you supposed to look at Kyle's face? Can you see Kyle's face right now? He's grimacing already, just even thinking about whiskey. Because like,
not a whiskey.
I've got this really killer bottle of whiskey that Patch gave me, and I'm like, I drink it, and I don't know if I'm doing it wrong.
Got put on the rocks, bro.
Poof. It hurts. Like, is it always incredibly uncomfortable to drink?
I want to comment on this.
Please.
I cannot stand people who are like purists to the form that they like affect another person's opportunity to enjoy something. Dude, if you want to put it on whatever, put it on whatever.
Yeah.
Am I wrong for that?
No.
Preach. Hey, preach, bro. Preach.
Yeah, listen, enjoy it.
Whiskey people, chill out. Also, wine people, don't get me started. If a lady wants to throw an ice cube in, don't gasp. It's fine.
Yeah, no, so my grandmother, who was a small little Irish woman, one time told me, because she used to drink whiskey on the rocks, that was her preferred beverage, and this is before I acquired a taste for whiskey, and to me that was like, why would you want to drink that firewater at that point in time? And
that's what it is. Firewater is pretty,
pretty much,
yeah.
But I was like, well, why, no, Grandma, one, why do you like whiskey? She didn't drink a lot, but when she drank, she would drink whiskey on the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, why do you do that? She said, well, Matthew, the reason why I do this is because when you put an ice cube in it and it slowly dilutes the whiskey, the notes of the and the flavors of the liquid come out, and then you can actually truly appreciate it. And it's an acquired taste. So, and I wasn't like that young at the time.
I was 12.
No, but I was 8. No big deal. Like as Irish. Anyway, but yeah. So you put it on the rocks. and then it just tastes better because it brings the flavor out. That's my opinion.
I'm a rocks man.
Me too.
Yeah.
Is this? What do we think about this? This one's actually not bad. We got this one.
No, that's good.
That's a good one.
Yep.
We've got some
Little Irish
Macallan.
accent.
Macallan 12 year.
12 year.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a Mr. Banabe gave this one to us. I've got another one that I think is supposed to be pretty killer. I didn't put it on rocks yet. I should try it on the rocks. But it's I guess it's acquired taste. I think the rocks helps because it dilutes it a little bit.
It dilutes it and it brings the flavors out. Like, it's like you
Or
can
it
drink,
dials the flavors down.
You can do whatever you want. If you want to drink it neat. That's fine. Or without any ice or water. But when you put a little bit of even the.
Would you like to drink some of this straight out of the bottle?
No, I do not have to drive home.
You
I just
can,
want to drink
yeah.
session IPAs.
I would suggest that. That's actually, I'm from Alabama. I would say until I was, I don't know, I'm 38. Until I was 38, that's how I did it.
Straight out of the until I was how old am I today?
It's called wisdom. Shit.
No, my wife got me this whiskey tasting, I don't know, thing next to our house with her brother, which was like a really cool thing to do with her brother. And we learned how to drink whiskey neat, drink whiskey with on the rocks, like different ways to taste it. And that was really cool. And then it taught me kind of more about wine too, because the techniques from that, I guess, is the same as wine. And that was kind of cool. I'm not like a real big, I don't know, aficionado on it either, but it is kind of cool to, I don't know, get the different notes. That is kind of awesome. You can also do it with spring water too, which I know you're a big.
Oh,
that's right. You sure can. Can. Yeah. No, I'm. Look, I appreciate someone who appreciates good water.
Oh, that tap water is delicious, bro.
Fucking guy. Mind
I grew up
control
in
water,
Alabama.
you mean?
Yeah.
We had like hose pipe and then non-hose pipe.
No, I know. Look. I was a kid too. All right, I was a kid too.
Also, you notice how you have to take your goddamn water bottles around with your kids all the time? That wasn't a thing back in the day. I never had a water bottle.
I don't know
Ever.
what I do. Did I drink? I have to. My mom's here. I'm gonna ask her. Did I drink water?
I don't need to ask my mom.
We use the water fountain.
All right.
I somehow got through my entire
Point this
childhood
out.
never having a water
No,
bottle.
I didn't have 6 of them water bottles that were thermos style that had my name on
Ice
them.
in it.
Hold on, I've got 2 things here. One is a question off this for Ryan, but 2, I just want to point out, at what point in time did everybody start getting into hydration in paintball? Because I remember my senior year of high school in a Warp Sports 5-man, like not drinking any water all day. It was Alabama. It was like 110 degrees. And like, passing out, running the flag in. And then somebody like threw me on top of the box, hung the flag. And they're like, hey, drink this Gatorade. You'll be good in 20 minutes. And now everybody's like, start hydrating 4 days before. I think I'll play the game. Doesn't Marcelo and Tyler like start hydrating 9 months before each tournament?
Yeah. Marcelo's hydrating right now for World Cup 2024, dude.
Yeah.
But he sweats an abnormal amount, like to the point where it's like he's gotta tell you that you don't sweat nearly as much as him because he's a sweaty guy. But he sweats a lot. And at first I thought it was because he ate pho breakfast, lunch, and dinner, so he had a lot of sodium buildup, so he was getting he's had a lot of extra water. But he got off
That's electrolytes, dog.
He got off the pho and the 7-Eleven diet, which he was on for a while, and I think he's eaten a lot of pizza lately, but he sweats a lot. So yes, he has to hydrate. And the reason to answer your question is social media, my friend. And marketing in general. Everybody was just out there doing their own thing, and they're like, all right, cool, I'm just going to have I remember I was down in Brazil or something like that, and these guys were drinking. They just all they had was soda, just Coke.
We are getting
Coke.
a lot of people in the chat, which mad respect, boys. Hose water is the taste of my childhood, and every house has a hose. So if you were thirsty at any point, you could just pull your bike over, see if the old man was chilling or not, to yell at you, run up, and then just get a swig out of out of anyone's hose anywhere at all. In Claremont, at least where I grew up. So
Yeah.
Right,
And I mean,
I'd like a super specific question for you.
okay.
rip it.
Okay, so my mom, like junior year of high school, gave me the Cap 10-man LA Open VHS for like my birthday. And I think you're on Iron Kids, and y'all are playing a pro team. And there's a point where you're like in an old, like, I don't know, quote unquote pump gun or wing nut, and you're shooting. I think you're shooting like the first iteration of the Angel LCD. It might have been a single trigger LED. Anyway, so at that point, there goes a point in the game where you take all your pods from one side of your pack and put them in the other side of your pack.
Why did you do that, Ryan?
Why?
He's wanted to know this.
Well, if I can remember so first of all, it wasn't on Iron Kids. It would have been, if it was the Cap LA Open 2001, it would have been with Dynasty, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I remember the point correctly, which I do not, I'm going to have to say why would I move them is possibly because I was a little bit more exposed on the outside than the other side.
Was that hyperball field?
And
No,
here,
it was an airball.
it was on the airball field. It was where I think we won. No. We did not win 2001. We won 2002.
What event?
Mom, I'm on
It was the LA Open, it sounds like. But I do this when I'm making, so say I don't need 7 pods and I'm only going to use 6. Whichever direction I'm running, I pull that outside pod and I either drop it or I move it to the other side of the other side. I do the same thing with my squeegee, which I find absolutely bonkers to anybody who doesn't move their squeegee from one side to the other. And bonkers as in, like, guys on my team, Alex FRAIGE, Arturo Andrade, they keep their squeegee on the exact same side, and they can't feel hits when you get shot in their squeegee.
Bro, are you not a double squeegee dude?
No, why would I have a double squeegee? I have a force. I only need to use my first squeegee.
So, I mean, listen.
Do you break that much paint? What kind of gun do you shoot?
No.
You shoot a Lux?
No. I tried to use a force, but they're not swaggy enough.
Not swaggy enough? I don't know. You and Marcelo both have a lot of Burberry on, and Marcelo just shoots a force. So I feel like you with your Burberry collar pop right now, you could shoot a force.
This is fake. I got it at a flea market. But no, I tried to. No, I'm not strong enough. I think that's what it is. No,
It's too heavy. It's all right. The V2 is significantly lighter by at least an ounce.
I do like it. I shot like a Bob Long Mark II in MPPL for like a minute.
And you had the Defiant. The
No,
Bushmaster.
I had the Defiant 2 when they came out with this.
You missed a good
I
one.
didn't have the Defiant 1. I had the Bushmaster.
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, what do you shoot?
I shoot a CS2, and then I've got an infamous CS3. And I actually have
Brought the Tish and War Club.
I actually have Thomas's CS2 when he had that.
Sloan comes back.
Like when they had the fire, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like text him that event, and I was like, "Yo, I might start back playing paintball. Are you selling a gun?" And he was like, "Yeah." He sold me that CS2, and then I used it for like a year because I really like my Vanquish from when I was with PC Katana. I shot that like way longer than I should have. That was a huge mistake. And then got that CS2, and I've used it like 3 or 4 years.
Okay. All right. Well,
2.5 years.
can't fault that. It's okay. You don't need to be specific on the dates. It's all right. We're not going to fault you for it. I was just trying to get some details.
Have you shot one of the? Do you like shoot other guns ever?
Yeah, of course. I deal with plenty of clinics. I deal with people's guns all
Would you
around
not
the world.
agree that anything above $700, it is just preference? Do you think?
So I will say that
Preference is important.
yeah, preference is important. You do get a little bit. So basically, what I believe this is in reference to is I do think that the 180 series of the Eclipse markers is very competitive and will work incredibly well for you.
I like that mid-level die one too.
Okay.
God, what is that thing called?
The rail or the
DSR.
DSR. Yeah. Well, all the Ironmen use it.
They've got like things you can put inside of it. We had one on the team. I've actually got it now. I like it. It just doesn't get a whole lot of. I don't know. It's not my vibe. It's the same with the Force. I tried the Force.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't give me that good feel. I mean, I know people that love it though.
Right.
So maybe I should give it another try. It's like I didn't like sushi the first time I had it. Now I'm just about it.
There you go. Sometimes the sushi gives
Or
you
whiskey.
diarrhea.
Or whiskey.
Or whiskey. Or red wine. There's a lot of things that sometimes they just got to grow on you because they are, in fact, better.
Drinking out of glasses instead of bottles.
Yeah. Drinking out of a cup instead of a hose. Like,
Amen.
Sometimes it'll get the job done, but is it really right for you? Maybe not. I like
Sometimes
this.
you
This is
gotta rip
good.
the Band-Aid off.
Sometimes.
You guys should make a shirt that says that. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Shoot the force. There we go. All right, I'm going to write that down. Yeah, rip the Band-Aid off, go with the force. Go with field 1, rip the Band-Aid off.
That's free.
Yeah, our slogan actually has been, and I mean, it's been working, but it's like, we win every tournament, shoot the force. I
will say this. Before
something.
Marcelo shot the force, he had arms drastically smaller than my wife, and now look at him. He's all trapped up. He's got the force. Is there a correlation? I don't know. I will say one time I picked Mike's gun up, and I was like, Mike, why is your gun so heavy? And then I realized he has 9 pounds of tape around his tank. I thought it was the gun, and it's not. It's he has enough tape there. I would say 1/4 to a 1/2 inch of tape.
He's got a lot of tape all over everything. He's got a lot of tape, but he's also got big hands. Mike's got big hands. Gorilla Mike.
When I was in law school, I didn't have very much money, and I still played paintball. And I had a tank that was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 years out of hydro, and I just wrapped tape around the
That's the
hydro
move.
tape.
That's the move.
Yeah.
I was trying to get the reg off of mine, and I was hitting it against the curb so hard that I chipped it, so I just put tape around that.
Cosmetic. Pure cosmetic.
If it blows, I might need to give you a call.
I mean,
What's
y'all
that?
sound like a bunch of pussies talking about weight on guns because, like, you know,
Yeah, Maddie,
I grew up shooting
autococker Matt.
114s and autocockers and stuff. So, and I was not
Maddie,
that big.
did
I'm
you
not
ever?
as big as I am back
did
then.
you ever shoot a dye stainless?
I did.
Fuck yeah, I did. Absolutely.
That was the first accessory that I ever spent money on.
Though I will tell you, because if you bought a 2-piece barrel between the years of 1998 and about 2001, I made that barrel for you. Well, maybe there's like a 95% chance I made it for you. So,
You might have made the first barrel that I made. Get this. It took me, so I had to buy my barrel. It was $120, $139, $130.
They're expensive.
I was working with Yosh, $5 an hour, store credit only, full retail.
Yeah.
With tax, that thing almost cost me 80 hours. That was like 80 hours of
But to be
part-time
honest,
work.
but then once I worked at the dye warehouse for enough time, I realized that that's not actually the most accurate barrel to shoot. A 2-piece barrel. It was a one-piece aluminum
barrel.
But we would hone them out in steps so that you would have the front of the barrel was honed out to a bigger bore size than the accelerator, the back part. But a one-piece 14. I mean, whatever, man. It's like.
So
I could talk about barrels for hours, but yeah,
I'm a barrel
I
nerd.
became
I
quite a
have
barrel
a bag
specialist
right
after
now.
working at dye all those years.
I have a bag right now with old All-Americans in it. I actually randomly, if it's raining outside, shoot one-piece All-Americans. Mostly because it's swaggy. You guys wouldn't know about that with the forces, but
No.
He's got you, bro.
He's got me. I'm just gonna pull out the Burberry shirt again, but I don't know. I just can't do it. I can't win. I already know. Lawyers are good. They got the gift of gab. You know how to sell the audience. You know, you've got me beat. Just I'm gonna relinquish it. Yeah, we just don't have the swag. I thought I did. I get old. I put the hat on. You know, I wear what the young kids are wearing. Maddie knows. I wear what the kids that Kyle are wearing. You know, and it just.
Are the young kids wearing those hats?
I hope so.
I don't give a shit what the fucking young kids are wearing at this point in my life, to be honest.
I realized I was old this week, and I don't know any rap music that's less than 2 years old.
Well, that's because all the new rap music is trash, Pate. That's why.
That's because we're old.
No,
I don't think
it's
like
objectively trash. And
yeah,
I will have this argument. We can have it now, but we don't have to. We should shelve it because we got to talk about paintball shit.
Kyle likes the rap now.
There's like 1% of it is good, bro.
He likes the rap now.
Most of it is fucking.
Kyle,
The more tattoos you have on your face, the better the rapper.
Yeah, name one rap song right now that is good. That neither one of the three of us will make fun of you about. Go ahead.
I didn't say that statement. Ryan did.
Ryan threw Kyle directly under the bus.
No,
and
rap's
Kyle-
not that good right now, but I do like rap. I mean, I like a lot of music, except for country.
There's some good country music, dude.
I know, but I just don't like it.
I used to not like country music too.
Yeah, maybe
when I was
I-
younger,
you
bro.
know,
It's
next-
okay.
I didn't
10
like
years.
country music except for when I was real little, and then I moved to Texas. And one of the craziest evenings of my life, I went to somebody's birthday at a line dancing bar. I know that sounds very benign, but it is a wild situation. I'm going to tell you. The line dancing bar, more wild than the EDM concert pool party.
Bro, I would agree.
We did a line dancing bar thing at Archie's wedding.
Yeah, I mean, as a San Diegan, not really steeped in, grew up, my family played some music, so more folk music, old school country. I really appreciate that type of music. Never into country. You go to a legit country bar, bro, especially if you're a younger single man, you're going to have a good time. And if you're not, then you're the asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you gotta be prepared to really immerse yourself into what is actually going down in there. Like, you can't.
The steps aren't that hard to figure out. Dude.
No, that part's easy, but you got to be confident. You got to do it. You got to go. You got to move. You got to move through the. You got to go through the.
I will say this: if I was a single man, I would go around town to line dancing bars and stand and just say, "No, I don't know how. Do you guys have anybody to teach me?" And I guarantee you, there's like a divorced late 30, early 40s-year-old woman that will teach you how to line dance. And I don't know. I'll leave it at that.
Well, that is great words of wisdom to leave it on.
Hey, thank you so much for what you do, brother. You're a paintball patron, and we truly are blessed to have you around, bro. Mm-hmm. For real.
No problem.
Yeah. Thanks for support. Thanks for support. I see your thumb already going to hit the button. It's like my daughter when she says bye. I don't get to say goodbye. She's already trying to hit the button. Yeah, thank you very much.
My daughter came in here to remind me about dinner, but yeah.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Daddy, are you on the boys' team or what? Because me and Sally are going to battle downstairs.
All right, Pate. Thank you.
Horrible.
Thanks, man.
Later, Pate. Thank you for what you do. Appreciate it.
All right, we will talk to you guys later. I appreciate it.
All right,
peace, brother.
Will do. Thanks, man. Awesome. Well, that was a great
Pate Smith, dude.
Pate. That was Pate Smith right there. You can
one-liners, dude.
Yeah, he doesn't hold back either. He's got his finger on the trigger, as you would say. That's who is sponsoring the movie, the event at all times.
Yeah.
Someone asked in here actually, Matt, while this is going on, want to just
we did get some questions on the chat.
Did you see the one about can anybody kind of sponsor? Could anybody else throw their hands at the ring?
Yeah, I mean, well, so with that one, yeah, I mean, I would say hit me up on Instagram. We could discuss. It's not just kind of anyone can do it.
Right.
But at this, so we have to vet it a bit. But yeah, but I'm all about trying to. I mean, that was a no-brainer when because when Marcelo was like, hey, there's this dude named Pate. He's a hardcore paintball dude, and I had and then Robbie Goldsmith. I known about Pate.
Right.
Anyway, so then Pate and I were talking. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? And it ended up working out. Now we've been able to bless a bunch of people with some money, and it works out. It's a win-win for him. So it's a win for everybody.
Yeah.
So yes, there's definitely a possibility. I would say hit me up on Instagram. We could discuss it further.
Cool.
Yeah. So
excellent.
But yes, I'm not going to be gatekeeping. Sending money towards the players, dude. Like if you're independently wealthy, we'll find an award to give out, dude. To get people paid.
Yeah, and also you can always sponsor the Spick and Span show. Yeah. Look at this; it is going directly into studio upgrades. Yeah. We need to get like a thinner table right here so we can add more guests. Kyle, nice. You launched. Pate was in there. 15 minutes.
Yeah,
we've been running.
Massive sale on Tigerwear. Everything's discounted. Huge.
Black Friday, Black Friday.
Yeah, headbands are big deals there.
All right, guys. Right now or after the show, if you guys want to jump over to tigerwear.co. You can jump in and grab some discounted merch off of their sites. Also, Gen X is having pod deals, chest protectors, pod bags, which are a huge hit. HK is having their entire Black Friday sale all month long. I do believe that they are giving away 15 of these Spick and Span headbands and cases, which are pretty cool. Those things came out great. Got a little Spick and Span patches. I put mine on my bag. Someone at the airports between here and Dallas and Phoenix and Orlando must be huge Spick and Span fans because they've all been ripped off of my bag. So, I appreciate the support of the baggage claim handlers at American Airlines.
At least they know what they're looking at.
Yeah, at least you know. So, Maddie, let's talk a little bit real quick. here, kind of wrapping up. Before we got a gigantic case to open up. Also, could have explosives, could have rattlesnakes, could have I don't know what are in there. Could be the end. Could be some sort of dirty bomb. I don't know what's in that case, but it's given to Ag Spam. You see him in the chat every so often. We're gonna open that up pretty soon.
Yeah.
But Matt, let's give a quick little recap on World Cup. And I do want to ask you one question that the Champs Club members asked. Oh yeah, let's get the notes out. I do want to ask a question that one of the Champs Club members asked last night, and it was specifically about he asked a two-part question. It was, who are some players that are underrated, and is there a team that you think is underrated? Elliot Weaver was our guy.
Yeah, Elliot Weaver. So I feel like at this point, he should not be underrated, but I feel like he's probably still, because there's different levels of fandom. Sure. So you're going to have the hardcore people. I mean, obviously, Pate's saying he's watching every single event twice because he puts it on and it's like his soothing thing. It's like his ASMR in the background while he's answering emails, doing his law firm stuff. But if you watch enough paintball, there are certain names that will pop up out of the out of the normality that we normally see out of there as far as the level of play is concerned. I feel like Elliot Weaver is a player to watch moving forward. I feel like he's been underrated now for a little bit, but he just in the past 2 years started to get really good. So he would definitely be one of those guys. And then as far, to be honest, I mean, and this isn't any surprise if anyone watched World Cup, Aftermath was very impressive at World Cup. They were incredibly impressive. Somebody in the chat was like, why does Maddie hate Aftermath? Like, I don't love or hate anyone just specifically.
It's funny because that was a player on Aftermath's dad.
What's up?
That was a player on Aftermath's father.
Well, here's how it works.
Maddie hates everybody but Dynasty, just like the refs. And Tom Cole.
Well, the things, look, because people will come and be like, oh, Maddie, say good things about me. And that's not how it works. It's a very, very specific thing. If you're doing well, I'm forced to talk about how well you're doing. And if you're playing bad, I'm forced to talk about how bad you're playing. So if you look at Aftermath, specifically starting the year at 13th and then a 6th, and then going 18th and 16th with a terrible plus, I think their plus minus was like a negative 24 for those two events total. So they were really bad for two events, but now they completely redeemed their season and looking like that team is legitly rebuilt. And they had a plus 11 at World Cup. They went undefeated in the prelims, beating Revo, New York Extreme, the Saints, and the Bears. And then beat Level in the wild card round, and then ended up losing to the Tauntauns by 2. Incredibly.
You're not playing favorites out there.
No.
You weren't on us
I've been working with you for how many years now?
I don't know.
So how do I shoot it? Pretty fucking straight, right?
Yeah.
And I have to. That's my job.
Yeah.
So if you people that I talk to in the off season or people that come to me for advice, there's Aftermath's in the same situation there. There are people that I've talked to on that team, and if you're playing like shit, then I'm gonna analyze that and say, well, do this, this, or this, or maybe you should train these drills or do this. And if you're playing awesome, well, there's still different ways that you can discuss how that can be improved. But to me, Aftermath was a huge story at Cup. I actually love Aftermath because they are a very, they're a SoCal team. I'm a SoCal dude, so we all have our biases. I'm actually biased towards Aftermath. But here's the thing. I'm actually harder on the Dynasties and the Ironmen and the Aftermaths and the people from California than I am on everyone else. Or like yourself, I know what you're capable of, so when I don't see that, then you're going to hear it from me a little bit more than it would be from some random dude that hit me up for some advice, because I'm not going to give that. I mean, I'll give it to him straight, but I'm not going to give it to him like his coach would, So that's how this works. So that's kind of that's the situation there. And yeah, man, I mean, one of the big stories now heading into next season is, can they keep that going? Can they keep that team together? There's talking about underrated guys. I mean, pretty much if you're on Aftermath squad right now, you're underrated, because for what they just did, again, they beat Revo, who went deep. They beat them in their first game on Thursday. Then they beat New York Extreme, who has only lost to that point in time 2 games all year long in the prelims, which is very impressive. Everyone's been beating up on the Saints, so they beat them by 5, solid win there. And then they beat the Bears by 5. You know, so and the Bears have a lot of talent too. Bears would definitely get one of my awards for underperformances of the year. Unfortunately,
especially if you're winning them and the NYX guys. I'm pretty sure they did the sideshow thing. They both performed very well in that, and I think they were like, we got this shit in the bag, dude. World Cup locked up, boys. Half of them were at the Hormesis party drinking beers, getting loose, and then next thing you know, get their asses kicked.
Yeah, no, it was cool. So it was, you know, again, talk about underperformances. You know, it's also it's like with the Hurricanes, New York Extreme. If we're at a track meet, and I know it's a simple metaphor, but it's very apropos and simple to wrap your head around. So is that if I put up a 5 or a 6 foot high jump and you can easily clear that, and all of a sudden you can't clear 6 feet anymore, and if I keep moving that up, you know, obviously it's going to get harder. But if you can't clear that, then I'm wondering, okay, what's wrong? I've seen you do this time and time again. Something must be up because you have the inability to do something that for you has become routine. And so for the Hurricanes and their performance at this event, because the Hurricanes, if you look at their year out of 5 events, they go 7th, 7th, 6th, 5th, 21st.
Yeah.
What happened? And their plus minus, not horrid, but bad for them. A -9. You know, 12 points for, 21 against, went 1-3 in the prelims. Then you look at Aftermath, sitting on their plus 11, beating everyone up in the prelims. And then Level was scrappy too. You know, that was a redemptive moment for Level at Cup. As they were able to, get passed out of the wild card round, and they had also an abysmal year for Level: 16th, 16th, 13th, 14th, and then a 12th. But that 12th is, they made a Sunday, and then, and then lost that 1-point game against Aftermath. So, and then Aftermath went on to lose to the Tauntauns by 2. So yeah, I mean, there was 240-ish pro players playing the game at World Cup. I mean, how I could continue to go on, but maybe do we have any more questions from the chat? Because there's a lot of different ways we could take this.
No. You can kind of throw some stuff in there. I was gonna get Zyzik from the Paintball Nerd on, but I'm gonna be talking with him tomorrow on his show. We were gonna get some stuff going, but we ran a little long with Pate, and I want you to get your shine on everything and talk a little bit about. I want to go through World Cup because have you done a post Cup?
Not yet. We
show?
will. We'll have a
right?
post Cup show. I've been working on some, because at Go Sports we are working on, because the NXL is trying to push things towards a broader audience,
right?
And though there's nothing set in stone yet, it does come on across my table as something that's a project I'm working on.
Okay, cool.
So I've been working on that post Cup. Cup was also fucking gnarly, 5 to 8 show, so it took a little recovery,
dude.
Especially with the food poisoning from the sushi that I had to work through. Anyway, but so we start with again just rail through it. Dynasty looked great again, 3 wins this year, 2 third places. Jesus
You're
Christ!
That down. Dynasty looked great again this
year. I gotta
because
that way I can go because I got my notes here. So Dynasty looks great.
Well, I'm just gonna
go all the way back.
When I'm talking about putting up a certain high jump measure that you guys need to jump.
I'm just gonna go back here 1 year ago.
I mean, I'm glad you got some
Dynasty
playing
looks
time
great
again.
here.
That was good,
Yeah, finally.
Yeah. I kind of expected that. It was cool to see just on the Dynasty tip. It was cool to see Arturo get the starting nod.
I didn't say that enough in the last episode last week. I'm so proud of Arturo and how he played.
Well.
He played very well in practice, and I was like, dude, he's gonna be the guy in that spot. Like, he just keep it up because he was making the moves, he was doing the right things. Because the biggest thing for the tower right there, because everybody's like, we kind of need a tall guy. Like, we need a Blake, we need a Yosh, we need the tallest guy to play that spot. You need Rainey. But here's what you also need is a guy versatile enough and quick enough to be able to play the snake. Because he would have to fill across that way and make moves up the middle. And not like Yosh and Blake are not those guys also. But when you have Arturo's, it's a snake guy.
Yeah.
And that came at the cost of us not seeing guys making moves on that outside a couple of times. But he was just doing it so well. He was doing such a good job of it.
Yeah, he was, dude.
And he really earned his spot.
Yeah,
everybody's really proud.
Well, one of the things that I have to look at too, when we go into doing prep for doing a documentary, is the storylines, and that's a great storyline.
Yeah,
a guy that's been working his ass off for years and been more of a utility and a role player, and he's got some spins, but then he earns that starting spot. So. That was cool for you guys. Again, I could do an hour-long show, and we probably will.
We don't need to talk about Dynasty. Everybody talks about us enough. Let's go with.
Well,
let's talk about.
Yeah, just give me a name and I'll.
Let's go with. I wish we had another one. We've got the juicy thing right here, which we'll talk about juicy rumors in a second. But like, hey, you blew it. Let's talk about X Factor.
Yeah, this was a rough one for X Factor. 5th, 4th, 2nd, 4th, 16th. Didn't make it out of the prelims.
They had a rough practice also because we practiced them in Impact. But
yeah, and then
it was just like they were just. It was so strange how some of the points they lost.
Well, the thing is though is that if you kind of go to the brackets, the way that the brackets kind of broke down. We'll get to the brackets real quick. It was fascinating how some of these brackets worked out because that was the crazy bracket where you're sitting with X Factor, Diesel, Level, Uprising, and Lucky 15s, and I was going to say some people could have made a bunch of money on choosing Level and Lucky 15s to be the top 2 teams coming out of that bracket because those odds would have been astronomical. You would have made some really good money, and apparently somebody did. Because there was somebody...
side bets.
Side bets. Well, because we did bring... Yeah, there's betting on kind of overall to win. Somebody made some money off Dynasty, against the field. But the point is that, yeah, it's paintball, dude. Of course there's going to be side bets going on. But one of the Lucky 15s, James, the former coach, but then now a starter for Lucky 15s, came on. And he was saying how... What do we got? There's something I need to talk about?
Oh, Isaac's is telling Ryan how he's going to make him sit in the green room for an hour tomorrow.
Sorry, Isaac. But coming out of
he's watching the show already.
But coming out of that bracket, Level and Lucky 15s, I mean, dude, that's a cool paintball story there too. But the problem there is that means both, the 3 favorites in that, even though Level's ranked above Uprising, you could still, with Uprising having done, due for a decent performance. And then, yeah, I mean, again, it's been very frustrating for you guys too. Obviously, Kyle with another 15th place, only making one Sunday. But
wait, I don't think we got 15th place.
That's what go look it up on
I don't
APPA.
think
I
that's
might have
right.
written it wrong.
Give him a couple extra.
I mean,
so you took 12th.
There's a lot of writing here.
He didn't get
Give him
15th.
12th place. Give him 12th.
I don't know. Let's look.
Let's talk about you blew it. How about NYX?
Shit, yeah, that's what
Oh,
that
weird.
says.
I'm right. That's strange. Yeah, sorry.
Probably not the
Give
right
him 12. You got 12. You got 12. Maddie was wrong. You got 12th place.
Well, there's,
Yeah. So
Carry the one.
But so yes, X Factor.
weren't-
24 teams.
Yeah, exactly. They added
Because they
those.
all push it up.
We don't count Joy Division.
Yeah,
Tauntauns
yeah.
were ahead of you. Lucky 15s.
Yeah,
You
that's
took 12th.
Yeah.
There we go.
That's
Yeah,
the right.
carry
That's the
some-
math I
yeah.
was thinking.
Yeah, that's
when I
right.
saw it.
Amongst American pro teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it. So X Factor was sitting on a +1. They went 2-2, just on the edge there. Beat Uprising by 1, lost to Level by 1, beat Lucky 15 by 3, and then lost to Diesel. So, but considering that X Factor's been like this, when you hit Cup and don't make a Sunday, that's a really frustrating performance for them. But I love that roster. I really believe in the roster that X Factor has. I think that roster can win a tournament if they, as we head into this off season and things start to get crazy. That's one of the rosters that I look at where you look a little bit deeper past their starting 5, and as you guys well know, it's not just the your 3 stars or whatever it may be. Every team's a little bit different, but it's about the team and everyone that's there. And I just, for X Factor's sake, I hope they can keep it together. And also, X Factor is a team that will go get players too.
Right.
I'm wondering. I haven't talked to Ryan about it yet. I don't really know what as far as if this is legit. I'm not sure if they're in talks with anybody or what the situation is. We're kind of starting to get into that season right now, but
we're in the juicy rumor season right now, and I haven't really heard much. I don't know if you have.
There is some news to break today. I don't know if it's actually breaking news. It might have broken already.
Hold on.
Damn, you guys are upgrading things.
Yeah. Let's move that right here.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Get us some graphics, dog.
Yeah. Well, first of all, do you know what happened to Ethan Castro? Do you know why he was not at the event?
Yeah,
Aftermath?
regular life stuff.
Okay.
But dude, Cody Chong really stepped up for Aftermath.
Big event.
Obviously, you don't do as well as Aftermath did, going undefeated through the prelims, sitting on a +11, making it into the quarterfinals, and kind of, they lost by 2, but they kind of barely lost to the Tauntauns. So that's impressive, man. I mean, that team is gonna. That's another team that if they can keep those guys together as they move on into 2024. I'm very interested to see how things are going to shake out with Aftermath. But yeah, and they could get Castro back. So now you have Chong, Castro, and they're probably not going to bring Quentin Duchesne back. He was hit or miss. He had some penalties. He played very aggressive in some points. I mean, Quentin Duchesne is an offensive phenom from Europe. Love Quentin, but that's not a guy that
he wasn't the one. He wasn't what carried the team across.
Yeah, but if they get Castro back, now you have Chong and Castro. That would be instrumental for the potential success going on to next year. Wait, what was the question?
No, that was. I mean, I don't know. NYX. Let's talk about them blowing it.
Yeah, it came down to a 1-on-1.
Yeah, but it shouldn't even come down to that.
Yeah, well, so they beat the Bears by 3, lost to Aftermath by 1, beat the Saints by 6. But the issue in that one was that again it was Revo and Aftermath. So NYX, Revo, Aftermath, Bears, Saints. And Revo and Aftermath, it's just a tough cut. No wild cards, taking the top 2 from each division. But when you're New York Extreme, when we're sitting at a situation, as I'm looking at all these teams' historical trajectory. So obviously Dynasty's been at the top now for a good 3 years. They've had these ebbs and flows throughout their seasons, and they've been whooping some ass. Won over half the tournaments.
23 years. 20,
yeah, 20, I know, but
23.
But you guys did have some dry spells here or there.
Yeah, where we only won series championships and
or
World
like
Cups and stuff
eked
like
out
that.
a win per year. But yes,
Eked.
but it's been incredibly impressive. Yeah, you've set the bar. 4 World Cups in a row. Whatever, dude. Just go check out all. I've been patting you guys on the back forever. But right now we're talking about New York Extreme. So the situation is that when you are getting to be really good, where you're making every single Sunday, you're making it deep on some Sundays. Well, now the question is actually, how good are you? Can you win a tournament, right? Mm-hmm. Like, is that possible for this current group? And I do think that is possible, absolutely, for New York Extreme. But you kind of get into a point where it doesn't really have a lot to do with your physical skill, because they've beaten all the top teams. They put up huge numbers in the prelims, gone undefeated. Again, they only lost 2 games all year long in the prelims heading into World Cup. But then, are they mentally ready to win a tournament? And so 4th, 5th, 5th, 7th, and then a 13th, and going 2-2. So again, yeah, they may look at that and rightfully so for their specific trajectory as a disaster, but that probably is going to hyper motivate those individuals to become the best players that they can be in the off season. And I think you're going to see, if they can keep that team together, a very, very, very tough New York Extreme in 2024 that maybe is ready to win a tournament.
So, one question, I don't know if it's ever been looked at. The stats would be cool to look at to see. But on a newer team, what's the time frame before their first win? I know there's not many teams, but
Well, we're looking like a Revo. What do you mean by newer team?
Revo hasn't won.
Well, I know, but they're not a newer team. So
yeah, no.
Well,
you're saying,
going back,
you're saying also NYX could be in a position to win.
I think they're getting there. Yes.
So he's saying what's the time frame? Like for instance, I'll just give you guys an anecdote from history. Dynasty in their first year pro won an event.
Yeah.
What is Strange in their first year or two won an event. If you just kind of look at through the history books and stuff like that, Excessive didn't win a tournament their first year pro. So that's what I'm kind of I think that's what Kyle was asking.
I'm pretty sure we did, but whatever.
Well, I don't think
pretty sure we did. Actually,
I don't know if you did.
In the last what?
I think we did win.
I don't know. Since I've been playing pro 13 years, that's never happened.
So wait, hold on. I'm getting
rookie
multiple
teams.
So
rookie new teams coming in.
Again, a rookie team would be a notorious sophomore season Hurricanes, now going into their 3rd year. They talk about gigantic. The biggest underperformance of all of the World Cup was the Hurricanes. Mm-hmm. They took 21st. They went
chaos.
That would be
that would.
But
be
these
it.
are
that was also.
But they were 1 and then they took dead last, and they won and they took dead last.
Hold on, but there are there are nuances to this discussion.
Mm-hmm.
You can't talk about a superstar squad assembled by a rich guy as yes,
that's true.
That's true. Yeah, okay, sure. By name, they're a rookie pro team, but by legacy of the actual superstar players that have been paid, like you guys,
the
drastic
original Latin
underperformance
Saints.
from you guys.
Yeah.
That wouldn't really have been
No,
great,
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm talking about teams that are kind of homegrown. Maybe they have
a legacy team.
So
I think there's a recipe.
Team,
you need 6 or.
You need threats and vets.
Yeah, you need probably I don't know. Again, it would be good to look at the stats of what it takes to win for newer teams, or how many vets that have already won do you need is like that
but
perfect
it's
recipe.
it's not science, it's art. You know, no pun intended with art chaos, but you know the situation is that. What are you doing right now?
No, don't worry about it. I'm
Okay.
listening to you. I was laughing at
well, I
your
don't think
pun,
anybody
the
was going
pun.
to take it as a pun.
Well, no. But so this. Okay, look. The only real homegrown team we're talking about here, except for Aftermath could be homegrown. But Hurricanes, after a 7th, a 7th, a 6th, a 5th, every single Sunday for 4 events, 2 they made last year. Heading into Cup, I'm like, all right, are they ready to win an event, especially a World Cup? I don't know. Again, that is completely up to them.
I mean, this is completely my opinion, and this is no knock on any young team. You know, we didn't have a good year either, but like, shit, man, it's, I don't know. Look at the last 13 years. Who has won besides Impact, Dynasty, Russians, Infamous snuck in
Cups
there
or
one.
tournaments?
No,
talking about
just tournaments.
Yeah, I actually crunched these numbers. I don't have them, that specific set of notes right in front of me, but yeah, this is just, it goes to show you that no one else wins.
Yeah.
You know, like, but what I tell teams coming up all the time, I was like, and I actually use you as I specifically use you by name, is I say, you know, Ryan Greenspan did not come out of the womb a championship paintball player. Yes, you were very good at a very young age. We tried to get you on the Ironman when you were like 16, but it does, and everyone has a certain level of talent, but you had to work for that. You know, like it wasn't given to you. Maybe if we want to get metaphysical about it, maybe the gods did decide that you guys would be blessed in that way, but you still had to endure those trials that you put yourselves through in those situations. And so, yeah, it's hard to win a fucking paintball tournament, but I don't want to sit here and say that the only people that can win paintball tournaments are these top-level teams. You guys are 40 fucking years old. You have no right dominating the league the way that you have been, and this is why I tip my hat in respect to what you guys have done, because it puts another bar up. It's like, dude, you know, it's like guys that are 30 that have been doing this for a long time still can look at that and be like, Jesus Christ, these fucking Dynasty core guys are fucking everyone up, and I can definitely use that. That's, you know, you could say that's not subjective at all. Dynasty has been fucking people up now for 2.5 years at 40 years old, 39, 40, 41. That's fucking impressive, dude. So it's like, but you know, when you look at these other teams, and I had used you guys also as an example with the Notorious guys going back to California, when they had messed up some situations up and lost a game, and Ryan was like, I came over and was talking to him, and I started talking to guys a little bit. I'm like, by a show of hands, how many people think this is a game of fucking reflexes? This is not about how quick you can snap shoot. That helps, but that's not what this game is about. And you guys were about to play a game. I'm like, look at those guys right now. If I put Ryan Greenspan and Alex FRAIGE and Yosh Rao on a machine and I test the reflexes, how old are you guys? Show of hands. How old are you? 21, 22? Everyone's in the early 20s. If I'm like, okay, hold on, what you got?
Like you said, show of hands?
Oh, no, sorry.
21,
no, you ain't 21 anymore, dog. But it's like by show of hands, if I put a 22-year-old who's athletic on a machine and I test the reflexes, that guy's probably going to beat you in a test of reflexes at your age. But that's not what, because your reflexes, that's a thing that slowly goes away over time. And it's with baseball, this is measurable. It's been measured. Anyway, the point is that that's not what paintball is about, dude.
Right.
It's about the mentality you have, the tenacity you bring to it, the overall accumulation of experience and skill that you have, learned the hard way. That's what this is about. So when I look at like the Hurricane, when I say, are they ready to win an event? That doesn't have a ton to do with their skill. In New York Extreme, Hurricanes, they've proven they can beat the best teams in the world. Are you fucking mentally ready to go to a Sunday and put a run together where everyone collectively believes, everyone individually steps up, and you have a day, you know? And until you've actually done that before, it can seem like an impossibility because, again, you look at all these, you will go back and look at the history of it, and you're like, oh, well, there's only been like 6 or 7 teams that have won any tournaments in the past, decade, right? Yeah, true. But also another thing is that a lot of the other teams cannibalize the best players from these other teams to take to their teams to bulk out these other teams to keep them hyper competitive.
I would say when Ironman won at the beginning of that COVID year, that was probably the closest it's been. Because although Ironman has won in the past, that was a lot of newer guys to the league that hadn't won yet. Mm-hmm. Most of their team was comprised of that.
I agree. I
would put that as in like the last 10 years as a group of guys that, predominantly most of them hadn't won before, were able to get past and win.
And that was a miraculous run, dude. That was a really cool run. It is passable, So again, when you're looking at these the Revos never won a tournament, a pro tournament. Infamous has been a while. New group of dudes on that team. As far as, from the last incarnation that was able to win an event years ago. New York Extreme never won a pro tournament. Hurricanes never won a pro tournament. Aftermath group right now.
NYX did win the sideshow.
And I got a second with MOK as we beat Ryan and Oliver.
Yeah, you're right. That was a pro tournament. So NYX did win a pro tournament.
Let me give you two questions, and this is something because we had Tom Cole on last week. Latin Saints. They're from allegedly, okay. They are planning to buy back in. They're going to try to buy a pro spot if it's available.
Whose spot?
Well, if there's a spot, there's been some rumors that have been unsubstantiated, but there may be a spot. Yeah. The Spick and Span Saints.
Hey, Black Sunday or Black Sunday, Black Friday, hit it up. Tiger Wear, so we can sponsor the Latin Saints. Do
you think that there should be an owner's voting board to approve the sale of pro teams? Or to allow pro teams in? So say
I'm not opposed to that.
Say someone wants to make a mockery of this thing. Like say Pate was not a good guy and he was like just some schmuck.
And that's why I said, hey, not everyone. Yes, I want everyone to get more money, but there's a vetting system.
There's a vetting system. Yeah. Exactly. There is no vetting system in the pro league. So let's play devil's advocate here and say that Pate was not a good guy and he was a schmuck and he's not like the best person that's come to outside of industry paintball sponsor that's giving people money for doing great moves and supporting the league. Say he's like, you know what, I'm gonna fuck with everybody in the league and I'm gonna buy a pro spot and I'm just gonna put 5 people every single event that never played pro paintball before in their lives.
Well,
and make a mockery of it.
No,
because right now you could do that.
Well, we do, look at with the Saints. Yes, I would not be opposed to there being. I think that in the 19 teams, pro or 20, with Fit coming in, I feel like you would get a pretty good pulse on what everyone feels is or is not a mockery. Because if we look at the Saints, and also, it's when you're going to see an expansion draft in any pro league,
sure,
there has to be a funding there. You have to be able to fund a professional sports team that can compete at the level that is required to not make it a mockery. And if you look at the Saints and their performance this year, let's just look at the plus minus on the last 2 events and then overall their ranking. So overall the Saints went 20th, 18th, 20th, and 24th, dead last, 24 pro teams at the World Cup. At World Cup, their plus minus was a negative 18, and at the event before that, also last place and a negative 14. They have not been competitive in any way, shape, or form at all year long, and ideally, and this is why, having Notorious come in as a rookie pro team last year, did they light the league on fire? Absolutely not. The Hurricanes kind of did when they came in. But, at least Notorious had made a Sunday, took a 10th place, and even at the last event, they lost every game at the event in Chicago. But at the last event, they did beat the Hurricanes by 4. Mm-hmm. So not a mockery in any stretch of the imagination. So yes, I think that having some sort of vetting process, because for me, I want it to be as competitive as it possibly could be. And when you have a team that has very little chance of winning a game, let alone getting enough wins to even to not be bottom of the barrel, like I want that bottom end to be as fascinating of a story as the top end is, because make no fucking mistake about this, the only way that paintball gets more popular is if it's entertaining. Mm-hmm. That's it. That is the alpha and that is the omega. That is the beginning and that is the end of everything on planet Earth when it comes to attention. It has to be entertaining and it has to be dramatic. So when you have one team that doesn't have a chance to win, and the only way that if I was the Saints trying to buy back in, to get vetted for that, unless there was no one else that wanted to take the spot and we desperately want to keep 20 pro teams, that would be maybe a caveat or an asterisk to it.
It should go to the next semi-pro team.
Yeah, but Blast Camp, right? You know? But that's kind of the situation, is that to me it needs to be as competitive as possible, because things being competitive equals entertainment value.
Sure.
And that's what we fucking need.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What do you think?
Alex said he doesn't care about the show, so make him care, please.
What?
Alex Frage is he watches every single show.
Oh, I don't care about the show. No, yes. Alex, she loves your show, bro. What are you talking
He always says he doesn't. He's a sour monkey.
about? Yeah. He's a salty vet, dog. He's just messing.
He is so salty, man. What's the problem?
Well, he's
What's the
become
problem?
actually a lot less salty, though, past couple years. But we all love us some Alex Frage.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised he didn't call in.
Oh, we have him muted.
Oh,
yeah. His
okay.
number's blocked. Plus, Zyzik was supposed to come on. If we get Alex on, then Zizik's gonna be extra angry at me tomorrow.
I love
I've got
Zyzik.
I know we can get him on still. We got a hard stop in about 14 minutes.
It's up to you, dude. You tell me.
How do you
This
think?
is your show.
Call him up. Call Zyzik up right now. Definitely don't call Alex up. We got about 14 more minutes. I'm spinning the wheel on the side here, so I'm getting some winners because we are going to push that out of the way. My question is next. Paintball Fit. How do you think they're gonna do?
Who are we calling?
Zyzik.
Well, the last time that they were in this situation, they did not do well. But they have literally won every single semi-pro event, and they looked really good doing it. So that's a very impressive run. I think that Trauma did a similar thing when they won all their events, because people were saying that it had never been done before. It's definitely never been done before in this incarnation of paintball. But Trauma... Am I right? And you were a Trauma guy. Didn't they win every single... Yeah, they won every amateur event in 10-man that one year. So it has kind of been done before. Again, a different situation, so you can't really... It's slightly apples to oranges. It is paintball, but...
Oh, sorry, I forgot to do that.
Yeah, do that part.
The password, I got by it.
You got it. Yeah. We're getting him on because I gotta make sure because I gotta make sure I'm not stuck in the room.
Alex at Paintball Fit is gonna kick your ass.
He's gonna kick your ass. He's on my team. That's your ass too, bozo.
I mean, they definitely earned it.
What do you think Axel's gonna do?
Got in? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Convince the
Did
Tom
he
Dogs to play in the US?
Did he leave?
I think he burnt
Did he
the
burn a
bridge.
bridge?
I think he burnt the
I
bridge
haven't
hard.
talked to Dave or Axel
Oh,
about that specific thing.
he burnt the bridge hard. Dude, there you are. I've been calling you this whole time.
Where you been, Isaac?
I told you never to call this number.
You guys have the same hat on.
Well,
Oh, I've got a hat for
These
you.
are good hats.
they're great hats. I love these.
Yeah,
hats.
I've got a brand new one of those hats right there, sitting right there for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I love these hats.
I know you like those hats specifically.
Flat brim, dude.
Yeah.
And they're good sweat hat. You
They're
can
good.
sweat
They're
in
good golf
He
hats.
said off the
great
field.
Zyzik, what's going on, dude?
Hi.
I told you I'd call you.
You did. You actually told me you weren't going to call.
I said I might not be able to call you. This windbag is taking up all your spots.
Yeah. How you guys doing?
Excellent. You know, we've got Maddie with the stats. Anything that you you'd like to comment on or ask specifically about the things that we've been talking about? Because I know you've been in here.
I do want to talk about the Lucky 15.
Yeah, no, Lucky 15s. We gave them props in the last one, and I do want you to talk about them too here.
Yeah.
We can start right there. Let's just talk about the Lucky 15s.
Well, so Sunday night we were done. We went over to Zyzik was there for a bit. We went to Son of the Beach, which
Back
is
over
the
to the sushi place?
legendary. No, I stayed
Ryan
away from that
loves that
sushi.
place.
Yeah,
Sun on the Beach is my second favorite thing, other than gas station sushi.
I like Son of the Beach because it's just like a hardcore
Nostalgic.
paintball thing. It's nostalgic, and we had a really fun time there on Sunday night because first showed up. I'm like, it was like a kind of like a Cuban salsa night, you know. So didn't
See
really see any
Damien there?
paintball people there.
No Damien.
No, didn't see Damien there. Anyway, but the Heat came and a bunch of people came. It's super fun. Lucky 15s came. So I saw Lucky 15s. I'm like, kind of issued them a challenge. I'm like, hey, dude, you guys have I've watched all of the paintballs, all the paintball stuff in the past 30 years, and you guys do have a rare mix of a bunch of young talent that's all really good. Don't fuck this up. You know, like do not squander this opportunity to do something really cool in this sport. I know you live in Britain. I know it's hard to train. I know it's expensive. I know this is not something that you can earn in a living from. But they do have this, you know, because I've seen that same group of guys now for a couple of years, and they keep getting better, bro. Like they did really good they went 1-3 in the prelims. They beat Uprising by 1, beat Diesel by 1. lost to X Factor by 3, beat Level by 2, lost to Revel by 1, barely on Sunday. I mean, they were a very, very, that was a close game. They were very close to getting out of that wild card / the Ochos round. And that team is, when you look at how they did in Europe, I think they were 6th overall. It's a very, very raw, like that team's very raw. They're very cocky. Like they have the talent and the chip on their shoulder needed to be really good. And they're young enough to potentially go down that road. But that was kind of the challenge I gave him. I said that same thing to him, and I was like, hey, don't fuck this up, guys. You know, you don't want to be that old man at 45 looking back and thinking like, oh, we could have been this and we could have been that. You have an opportunity right now to actually do this.
So I think,
you know, like you have an opportunity to do this. And at the end of the day, all you get out of this is a story. What story do you want it to tell yourselves later? Because is it going to be, well, we squandered this opportunity and didn't work hard and, you know, wasted our talent? Or do we make this like cool run, you know, again, coming out of England, which is, it's hard because they can't just drive or fly to Texas and train. You know, it's difficult. Anyway, I could spend a long time talking about each one of those guys, but that's kind of what I said to those guys. And I'd said that to them at the field because I saw them when I was walking off, and I saw them again at the bar, and they were like, Matty, we accept your challenge. They're like, we're down for that. So I just think that team, it's a cool story, and they're fun to watch, and you know, they could have a very bright future in front of them. And I say that, but the operative word in that sense is could. Because it's up to them, you know. It's completely 1,000% up to them into what they put into it. So we'll see. Anyway, I got to pee there.
What's the juice? Someone give us some juice.
The juice is
you got
AC Diesel has a new coach.
There it is.
Break it down.
Break it down.
Break it down, Kyle.
But this has been in the works, so I think this is like a thing.
I think this is a good thing.
Is it you, Kyle?
Yeah, we got a new coach.
Is it you?
It's us.
It's us.
Well, we got us as a team. We got a new coach.
Oh, so yourself? Are you guys coaching yourselves, or are you the new coach?
No, I'm. Oh, you were saying.
Yeah. He's like, is it you? And he's like, yeah, it's us. No, yeah.
No, it wasn't. It's not me. We have Ryan Gray, who is committed, and we've confirmed.
What?
Yeah, to coach. I actually had a great talk with him earlier today. For like 45 minutes, and likes a lot of things similarly to what I like as far as a coach and data driven, and so I'm pretty excited about the idea. I hadn't talked to him much before or seen his coaching, so it was good to kind of talk to him and kind of get an idea of like where his head's out, and same thing from him to some of the team guys. So I'm excited.
So when you say data driven, like what do you mean by that?
Just it's mainly scouting, and then also looking at our own team's performance, and then how does that line up with, you know, obviously I think there's like a handful of coaches in the league that pay attention, I think, to the scouting and the data that comes from that. So I think it's important, obviously, you know, looking at yourselves and how that might appear to another team, and then also, obviously, scouting the other teams and looking for tendencies and whatnot. And then I think it gets a little more interesting when you play another coach who is really well versed in that area, and then you're kind of doing some like triple reverse psychology type stuff to not fall into the same traits as what your other games were. So
So do you agree on how Ryan uses the data that is collected? Like, do you guys all agree on like how that intel is used, or do you guys is it like magical and you guys just all get along, or is there some kind of conflict right now?
I don't know. I don't feel like a ton of people value it, to be honest. So I don't know. I think it's typically, usually the coach has to enforce it or work the game plans around the data and kind of explain it to the teams. I mean, I don't know. I think that it was pretty helpful on Dynasty. Everyone appreciates it.
Yeah.
And why I think also contributes to the success. But I don't know. I don't want to go too far
Yeah,
deep into that conversation.
Timothy Banks, and I think, Maddie, you could probably attest to this too. I agree with Timothy. I was saying the same thing to Kyle. Statistically, Kyle needs to be on the field more. I think that's a pretty accurate statement right there.
Yeah, you had 2 good events in a row.
This was the first event.
Really
I'm pretty
events.
selfless. Like, I was maybe even going to coach at World Cup and let
That's
Mark
a
play.
fucking terrible idea. You're not old enough yet, dude. Don't do that.
Yeah, but for me, I
He
think
loves it.
coaching, well, it's not even just that I love it. I think that it's something that's more important than the players on the field. Like,
If you're not going to play,
I know
if
this
you're
sounds,
not going to play.
Yeah.
If you are going to play, I would have an argument for it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still even tough to, like, I feel like if you don't have a well-versed coach and you have good players, they're going to be lost.
What's
Like,
more
you
important, your heart or your lungs? They're both fucking important. That's the answer. So you
Yeah.
have to have a good... If you want to excel at paintball at a professional level, you have to have a good coach and you have to have elite players. Like,
I just
it's
want to
that
say
fucking simple.
I'm so confident in my coaching. I think I could have gotten Latin Saints to a Sunday.
Yeah, I could have done that.
Well, that did not happen. So, because you guys have gigs already, and this is all hypotheticals. You know what? I agree with
Grayson
you guys.
also
I think you
keep
guys could have
playing.
done it.
Definitely agree with Grayson.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep playing, and now we have a
How old are you now?
So 33.
Prime of your fucking life, bro. Prime of your life. You just had 2 good events. And
It's all easy. It's all
what I was
easy
gonna
for me.
say, though,
also,
this is the
really
first-
good players are more, like, as far as, like, money you can make, you're definitely going to make more money as a good player than you are as a coach.
Yeah, but what if I'm like the most elite coach of all time that's ever came?
That's totally possible.
And super
maybe you could
innovative.
do that. Maybe that could be a thing.
That's how I feel.
You're going to have to convince...
You're gonna have to
I'm not
convince-
gonna.
money
I'm gonna
guy
play.
that-
I want
Yeah.
to play. I realized it's funny. We were at practice and Mark and I are switching off coaching in between sets, and then he's like, "What do you want to do?" He's like, "You can coach if you want," and then I was like, I think I'll just play because I like couldn't do jump that hurdle yet. So I made the decision there kind of too.
Yeah, it's up to... This is a decision that everyone has to make at some point in time, but you are still in your prime, so... As your advisor, I would say to try to keep playing as long as it still intrigues you mentally. But if playing itself becomes too much of a task, because, like, yeah, people at the top end are getting rewarded for playing, but it's not really, you're not getting rewarded enough to suffer through it if it's not something you really dig. And if coaching is more a passion and that's something you would want to do, then yeah, explore that avenue. But you still could do that in 5 years or 10 years, or
Totally.
yeah. So, and while still getting all the wealth of experience, and you did have 2 pretty solid events. So, and God knows AC Diesel needs some fucking offense right now. You know what I'm saying? So,
No, I did. I was saying this a second ago. Like, I'm usually pretty selfless that I'm okay with sitting or whatever. But at this event, I was like, I need to not leave the field. Like I said in our meetings, just because it was like an important aspect that I was playing. So.
well, I like Ryan Gray. I think he's a very solid paintball mind, and I think he's gonna help you guys out a lot. Yeah, I mean, what are your thoughts, Kyle, on obviously it's super disappointing, but I mean, if you had to make a bullet point list of the very first 3 things to address to increase the chances of you guys making more Sundays in 2024, what would those 3 bullet points be?
Well, I mean, it was just we had a lot of changing variables. We had issues with coaching at the beginning. There was an issue with coaching in the middle of the Lone Star event, where there was a coaching change in the middle of the event after our first match. There was also, I think, some issues with the personnel with A-Rod on the team. We had injuries, then we had Mike come in, and then we didn't have Mike there. So, I mean, between all those, along with you are going to lose games sometimes, I think it just, like, stacked up, and it was, like, heavy on a lot of guys. And ultimately, like, for me, I just feel like the biggest thing is having a really strong leader that everyone believes in, whether that's a coach or a player. They can give everyone kind of direction so they're all on kind of the same page in between the points. It's not like, you have to go through A, B, C, and then if this happens, then this guy has to do this. But it's like the main intent and the threats of in each point to give some better direction. I don't know if we had that necessarily.
Do you think, this is brought up by Alex, do you think that the design of your jerseys had anything to do with how poorly you played?
I was going to say that
maybe the Philadelphia one.
Alex has some really good
The
insight
Philadelphia
here.
one, maybe.
He said his three bullet points were: number 1, stop cheating; number 2, let Kyle play.
I don't know why
And then
I don't get to design
and number
the
3
jerseys.
is change the jersey design.
Maybe I'm pretty good at design. I could maybe help out.
Is
in
the
that
Philly
field.
one the one with the musket
Yeah, the
guns and the
muskets,
fireworks
the
in the background? Very patriotic. It was
Yeah.
Philadelphia-esque, I guess you could say. It should have a Liberty Bell on it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't hate your guys' jerseys, but I feel like we could do a little bit better with green and black. So, yeah, I'm not opposed to a new, fresh look on the jersey design.
It's the accents within the jerseys. Like, the green and black would have been just fine on their own. It's when you start throwing the flair in there that, like, you know, it throws it over the top a little bit.
Yeah, also...
I will say, hold on one second.
Yes.
Skinny told me, he said, I was upset when I heard you were coaching. I think I
Yeah.
designed this. And I said, why? Because I was going to stop playing. He said, no, because I think you're one of the few people that can beat me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but just
tight.
don't get ahead of yourself.
I'm
here,
going to
bro.
play. I'm playing. So
Yeah,
I'm just going to keep it logged
Yeah.
for later.
yeah. You already...
Kyle,
do
you should
a lot of
just
coaching.
play until your body breaks, and then when your body breaks, come play 10-man and coach.
Oh, he's not playing
Yeah,
10-man.
I'm a big fan of 10-man.
10 man's dope.
All
I
right.
know you love the
Don't
woods.
let fucking Mr. Salty asshole over here
Me?
keep anyone from playing 10 man. Yeah,
Yeah,
10 man's
Brian
dope
doesn't
as
ever
fuck,
let me
bro.
play any 10-man.
Stop it. Stop
He's like,
it.
oh, he's
Okay.
like,
Hold
no,
on.
you shouldn't
As
go.
much as you love big
Stop
games,
it.
as much as you
Stop
love big
it.
games, how
I
do
need
you
to
not
turn the
love
volume.
10 man?
That's
I
what
love
I say.
10 man.
That's
Stop
what
it.
I say,
He
too.
doesn't like 10 man.
It'll
He's not
elevate
playing.
you as a coach.
No,
I'm
stop
trying
it.
to go, and he's like,
You guys all
shouldn't
back me
go,
up.
you
Back
might-
me up. Back me
he's
up.
like, you might
Everybody
get
back me
hurt.
up.
You
Back
might
me
get
up.
hurt.
Everybody back
You
me
will
up.
have fun.
Everybody who's watched the Spick and Span show, you all know
I have, but
that
I've
Kyle
been there for
hates
this.
10 man.
Why do you hate
I
10
like
man so
10 man.
much, bro?
Yeah, asshole,
No,
you didn't even hear the
because
whole
he
fucking
scared me
story.
about it.
Stop it. I didn't know, dude. You can't. Unless there's a major cash prize bonus for Kyle, he is not playing 10 man. The first time he ever played on a non-tournament field was with us in like the.
Are you scared of wood? Are you scared of
Yes, he
I
doesn't
just
like the
don't
woods.
wanna
I'm
go
not
in it.
telling him not to play the
You
woods.
can
I'm just
admit
saying he doesn't want to
any
play.
of that. It's
You
not
can
that I'm
admit it.
scared of the woods. But
Gosh, how are you guys gonna turn that
I
on
don't
me?
like camping either, so maybe that has some correlation.
Yeah, like woods
You're
camping.
from North Carolina. How the fuck do you not like woods
I
ball
lived at the
or
beach.
camping?
I lived at the beach. It was like a small version of San Diego.
Hey, you guys want to hear a funny story about woods ball
Yes.
Of course we do.
and Brandon Short? So when Brandon Short first came to the Ironman, we went out and during one of the weekdays we played at Velocity Paintball, and they have woods ball fields. Ryan, were you there?
Possibly.
So it was Brandon Short's first time ever playing anything in the woods, and he
That's
was like,
this guy.
he came off like shaking, and he's like, "These paintballs are like coming through the holes in the bunkers, and you're getting
That-
shot from
that-
shadows, and
No,
I don't like
different.
this."
Yeah, that's
That
Kyle.
guy's-
That's how Kyle's like, dude. What like? If you can hurt yourself, I'm not saying I don't like 10 man. Although I'm not going to play a 10 man event. Just on the reason for that, I'm done.
Yeah,
is
but you
because
get-
I don't know how
you
to
get
turn
a-
it off.
well, you also
I have a
get a pass.
competitive.
I did the same thing.
I have a
though,
competitive-
at the camp. I went
Yeah.
down the hill and went face first into a tree.
Yeah, he's
messed up
10
my
years
wrist.
older than you, Doc.
No, I know, but I don't like doing that because
Yeah.
I don't know how to turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
And the woods is not like I don't know. I'm not
He's-
looking
you're,
around.
you're
For some
Don't
reason,
turn
I
it
think
off.
it's turf, and it's not. Doesn't end well.
You guys, guys, I'm surrounded by just a bunch of pussy talk right now.
Oh, stop it! Matty goes
That's
to the
like-
back right like this with his autococker.
That's like when
I didn't fucking always go to the back, right? I'm old and broken. What the fuck do you want me to do?
I
You're
mean,
not, you're
Matty,
getting old, but you're not broken
in
yet.
1999 when I was playing, you were in the back.
That's gonna be
99
like
since
paintball in
99.
the
No,
future.
that was 2000,
Paintball
but
in the
sure,
future.
whatever.
that was
playing
2000.
sky.
Sorry, I was not fighting
Yeah, I
you.
played front in '99, and we were still doing well. I was
Right.
front player in Toulouse when we won that, and I'm just saying, like,
And then, sorry, I was off by 1 year on my historical data.
So wait, are you
of things.
saying that you can't, like, Ryan? You can go play the back corner too, bro.
Yeah, right.
You could do that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just
It's
not
the
where the guys
woods,
put.
dog.
That's
You're
just
gonna
not
be
where the
fine.
guys.
You get
we have
more
plenty.
time to kind of pick
Everybody
and
can
choose
play the
which way
wood.
you wanna
Everybody
move.
can play the back corner. And they're like, all right, who can run all the way up to those that jagged
Whatever.
stick
I don't know
pile?
why we're.
Who can run up to the punchy sticks? Why are we harping on
We
each other?
need
It's
to,
him,
yeah, we need
dude.
to be on Kyle
It's
right
him.
now. Kyle, what is wrong with you, bro?
You
need
guys
to go play
sound
some
like
10
when
man.
in paintball in like 20 years is gonna be like played in the sky on these floating things, and I'm gonna be like, you guys want to go play on the turf? And they're like, no, you asshole.
I'm just saying you might have a good time out there.
I
Like, you
tried
probably,
it.
like-
I tried it. I
like,
don't
hold
have
on.
a good time.
What do you mean? When did you
We-
play a 10 man?
What don't you
With
like about it?
Ryan this year?
What
actually,
don't you
at a
like
clinic.
specifically?
You played 10-man at a clinic.
Yeah.
That doesn't fucking count. Dude.
No, it
Like,
was a big
Yeah, no,
10-man.
it was sick. It was
a big
actually
10-man.
dope. It was at ASG at
ASG does have some amazing rec ball.
they've got
Paintball.
AG Paintball on the
It was
East
all
Coast.
event. There was like 100 guys.
Dude, they did a cool. We did a Spick and Span show live on Friday. Then we did a clinic for the Knights on Saturday, and then Sunday he had this big 10-man where he had like Kyle Nicolau come out, Keith DeVitt came out. We all like coached. We got a group of guys from the clinic. We got these killer little jerseys. I think I still have mine somewhere over here.
Tight.
It was cool, and then we all got a team. We coached them. We played 12 games,
10-man game.
10-man games in a
And you
day.
didn't have a good time.
It was
It was
fun, but it was
okay.
like it was painful. It was like
Because it was too much.
it was a
had
lot,
fun.
and just no, that was a fun one. That was a
I
cool
had
one.
fun, except for the one game I was like, I'm going to go all the way up there, and I'm going to shoot everyone. I went like right into the center 50, and then waited, and then they shot the rest
Everyone,
of my
and
team.
then shot you in the
and I
back.
was sitting there, and I could just hear everyone. I'm like, that part wasn't fun.
Hey, speaking of which, I had a hard stop time of 6 o'clock, and it's 5 after, and I'm already getting death threats. Let's bring this thing over here. I got family in town. The
Hey,
wife.
bye,
Camilla's-
guys.
Hey, wait, real
Bye,
quick.
Zizek.
No, wait,
We
Zizek.
could get Alex on here too. 'Cause
No, Zizek. I am going to be there bright and early, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. We are going to get on a little paintball nerd.
I'm gonna get on
action.
Zizek's show too. Here.
Tomorrow or pretty
soon? I don't.
Dude.
Tomorrow might be rough, but
Zizek, you've been
me
pumping
back?
out the content.
maybe later.
Big time. Here, put it up on our laps. Zizek,
Yeah.
you released like 4 pieces of content today.
Dude, yeah, Zizek's crushing it, dude. Zizek's awesome.
Yeah, you're
He's
doing a really good
hilarious
job.
Thanks,
and
guys.
informative.
Yes, I like you have very witty responses to
Yeah.
a lot of the stuff. So we're gonna be addressing some of the interview that he posted today.
Okay.
Just a
Yeah.
couple
And
things.
Quinn from Iconic will be there.
And Quinn from Iconic will be there. You know, maybe get Mafia Ryan Moffat in there to clear up a couple of inconsistencies with the stories of the guests you had on today. But we'll talk a little bit about it. I love it. But we'll talk about clickbait tomorrow and how important it is to get people. I actually need to take some lessons because I need to put some more catchy clickbait stuff up. Like Kyle won't be here because he got hit by a car. Watch the show to find out more. But then he's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So the secret is, you just use AI for everything. You don't come up with clickbait. You just have AI do it.
You have
I got an all caps message
Ryan's
text
wife is like
that said you have
Hey,
family in town.
So by the way, about an hour ago, she's like, "Hey, make sure that this." No, it actually wasn't like, "Hey, make sure this one doesn't go long." It was like, "Do not have this show go long tonight," in all caps. And then this last one was like, "I'm going to kill you and bury you out in the backyard.
He said,
you have family in
you
town."
have family in town, all caps. Oh, grab this box, put it up on our laps.
Yeah, all right,
Maddie,
cool.
talk about this headband.
No, yeah, no, so
Zizek, thank you very much for coming on. I'm going to see you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Yep.
All right, bud.
I got a couple more of the.
Later, Maddie.
Later, bro. I'll see you soon. We got a couple more of. I don't know actually how many of these I have still, but it was my signature series for my 20th anniversary of calling paintball games from HORMESIS. So I got a couple more of these. If you're interested, I'm actually not sure how many of these I still actually have, but I do have a couple more for sure.
So how do you get Instagram?
Instagram. Hit me up on
Instagram. Hit him up on
All right,
Instagram.
and then let's
All right, pick
just
this
put
thing
on
up.
my lap. Oh, damn.
This is
son.
from this is
put it-
heavy. This
just
is a heavy
pick it-
duty. Come
pick
on,
it
right
up, put it
here.
on my lap.
I'm gonna make mine.
I can
easy.
take it.
All right. Wow, dude. This could be the end of us on the show here.
All right. I gotta,
Grab a case.
It could be.
Unlock your
The
side.
lid's this way.
This is from
Steve
okay.
Kwan.
This is
So
an
this
axe
could have
spam.
like an.
Okay.
it's another.
Oh,
It's okay. It's a case in a
nesting-
case.
oh, it's a
Alright,
Russian.
I'll take
It's
this.
a Russian
I'll take
nesting
this
doll.
case away.
Okay, take
Okay.
that one. It's getting lighter.
I feel like these are expensive. Does he
They
want
are.
these back?
These are super
Ryan,
expensive.
did you get these
No,
back?
he wants.
Don't give them back unless he wants it back because they're super expensive.
Okay, we've got.
Oh wow. What is this? Is this spam?
This
Bro!
is spam.
Dude, maple spam, bro. This is.
You want some?
Yeah, I'll take these. Shit.
Parting gift.
I love spam.
Look at how happy Maddie is right now.
Spam, dude.
All right, maple
Hey,
spam.
shout out to the Hawaiians. Shout out to the Asians. Love spam. I'm a huge fan of spam. So
And then.
let him.
Zizek,
Okay,
was it over?
I was
You guys?
yeah, I was a little worried that this thing might explode on me. There's a Magnum bottle of Chateau de Marsanne.
And $200 worth of cases, at least.
I mean, what do you even drink? How do you?
Oh my god. What is that?
Holy shit. That's not even a Magnum. That's like a Garabomb. There's
Maddie with his
That
vocabulary.
guy that takes paintball photography?
No, not Gary Baum. No,
thought that's what you said.
no. There's a so this okay. So this is not.
That was your best pick.
That's what he
Put
said.
that as the top joke of the year.
This is not a Magnum.
It's a Gary bomb.
So this is a. I believe it's called a. I could be off because there's multiple types of these, but I believe this one's called a Gary Baum, not a Gary Baum.
I'm pretty close. Might be his
Oh
brother.
I don't know.
man.
Google it. Somebody Google it for us.
Someone
hey,
Google
chat. What's the? It's this is a.
All right. I'm gonna Nebuchadnezzar. All right, the winners from tonight: the Mega Support Status Manager Benjamin Newts, Matt McDowell, Schwartz Gable, Jay LeBlanc 131, Mr. Kenneth Parker, Verbal you
All right,
won,
I'm out.
Sour
Peace.
Monkey, and everybody loves Dilfs. That is a great
I think they call
screen
that
name.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I like calling it a Gary bomb. All right, everybody.
I'm like, I
thank
don't know
you
if that's
all
one for sure,
tremendously for your support. I'm gonna
Gary
go
bomb, that's
upstairs
it.
and get yelled at. Happy holidays. Be safe this holiday season.
Any
Yeah.
other juicy news that we know?
I
Any other
don't
teams?
know. I didn't
Nothing
get
crazy.
anything.
Nothing.
So if Ryan Gray's coming to us, Notorious is done. That I didn't ask that question because I've been busy with
I don't
Tagore
think
stuff,
no. I don't think Notorious is.
They
done.
just might not have a coach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Should they hire you as a
Welcome
coach?
to our world.
Welcome to our world. Smooth sailing from here. Also, as always, if you guys ever need anything this holiday season, go ahead and reach out. If you guys need someone to talk to, hang out with, you can play reruns of the Spick and Span show, of course, but reach out to friends and make sure you guys have a safe, happy, amazing holiday. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Thank you, Maddie, for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
Bomb.
Let's go
It's
crack
a-
open
it's
that
a-
Gary bomb.
It's a Jerabomb.
All right, well, I'm about to go get Jerry bombed by the family right now.
I knew it.